Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, wherever you're at in the world. Welcome to Last Raps Baseball's live commentary of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. Tonight, we are going to be bringing you the third and final game of the three-game set between the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters and the Orix Buffaloes. It has been all Buffaloes in the first two games of the series. They won the opener 5-1 and followed that up last night behind a solid performance by Hiroya Miyagi as they went to a 3-0 victory over the fighters last night. Well, tonight, it is going to be arguably the ace of the fighter staff. It'll be Hiromi Ito who's going to take to the hill as he will face against Shunpita Yamashita, who has struggled thus far for the Buffaloes. And so something has to give tonight for one of these two teams. So we'll give it first of all, the starting lineup for the visitors from Hokkaido. They made a couple of changes so far in this one. Leading off in left field is number 8, Daiki Asama. Hitting second in center field is number 50, Ryota Isabata. Hitting third at third base is number 30, Yuya Gunji. In the cleanup spot and playing first base is number 21, Kotaro Kiyomiya. Batting fifth and doing the designated hitting is number 99, Franmil Reyes. Hitting sixth and playing second base is number 4, Daigo Kamikawa Kabata. Hitting seventh in right field is number 66, Chusei Manami. Hitting eighth and doing the catching is number 64, Yua Tamiya. Batting ninth, the shortstop, wearing number 43, is Tetsuki Mizuno. And they are going to be facing Shunpita Yamashita, as we said at the top of the stream, who has struggled so far this year. He is 0-4. He's worked 24 innings. He's allowed 27 hits, 18 runs, 17 have been earned. It's been the alarming walk rate of 19 walks in those 24 innings. He has struck out 27, and he's got himself a fluffed-up ERA at 6.38. Well, that's your starting lineup for the visitors from Hokkaido. Now your starting lineup for the home team, the Orix Buffaloes. Leading off and playing in right field is number 38, Ryoto Kida. Hitting second at second base is number 5, Masahiro Nishino. Batting third and playing in center field is number 67, Kai Nakagawa. In the cleanup spot and doing the catching tonight is number 4, Tomoya Mori. Hitting fifth at first base, wearing number 40, is Leandro Cedeno. In the sixth spot, doing the designated hitting is number 99, Yataro Sugimoto. Batting seventh and playing shortstop is number 24, Kitaro Kobayashi. Hitting eighth at third base is number 6, Yuma Mune. Batting ninth in left field, wearing number 39, is Ryoma Ikeda. They are going to be facing Hiromi Ito, who is looking for his 10th win of the year. He is 9-3. He's worked 124 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 107 hits, 46 runs, 38 of which have been earned. He's walked only 29 and struck out 106, and he's got himself a 2.74 ERA. If Ito is able to get the 10th win here tonight, it'll be the third time in 4 years that he has reached that mark, and he has got that on the line here this evening. Well, those are your starting lineups. We appreciate everybody who does pop in here tonight, whether you listen live or on delay. We do expect it'll be a late arriving crowd, as we do get a lot of folks who listen to or watch the UFC. So we'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for being here. Hang tight, everybody. First pitch is just around the corner right after this.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. If you want to learn about Japanese baseball, see Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction, see Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf, do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. First pitch is just around the corner. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Fighters and the Buffaloes in just a couple moments. Shinpita Yamashita on the hill here, taking his warm-up tosses. Our friend Connor in the chat tonight. We welcome you to the stream as well, as we're glad to have you with us. It is not a full house in Osaka, as this one here, lots of empty seats around the Kyocera Dome, as we come to expect, even on a Saturday night. They do not get and draw the crowds that the other teams usually seem to enjoy. Kyocera Dome, if you've ever been there or if you've never been there, it kind of looks like a spaceship, but from inside, it reminded me a lot of the Houston Astrodome. And in some ways, I think that just as the Astrodome was imploded, the Kyocera Dome should follow suit at some point as well. But it is where the Buffaloes call their home, and they will be here. And then they're going to be making their way over to Kobe for another couple of series in the next couple of weeks, as they do split time at Hotomoto Field in Kobe, the former home of the Orix Blue Wave. Of course, the Kintetsu Buffaloes and Orix Blue Wave had merged to become the Orix Buffaloes. Well, Yamashita has completed his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one underway, as it's going to be Asama Isobata and Gunji to come to bat here in inning number 1 to face the Buffaloes right-hander. Only a couple of starts here recently, as he has been down on the farm. His last couple of farm starts have gone 5 and 7 innings respectively. But this is a different ball game, and the difference between the farm club and the top team is light years. And here's the first pitch. It's a fastball that misses upstairs for ball 1, and the count is 1-0. Daiki Asama getting the start tonight in left field. 286 on the season with a homer and 5 runs driven in. As the right-hander Yamashita delivers, it's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count runs even to 1 ball and 1 strike. Sama batting from the left side against the right-hander, as he works himself to the set position. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Fastball that's taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 1-2. Another full slate of games around the NPB tonight. We'll be on top of the ones that are going to be going live. As there is this one here and the game in Fukuoka between the Marines and the Fukuoka South Bank Hawks, as there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. Asama stood there like the house by the side of the road. He watched it go by for out number 1. And that is going to bring up the center fielder, Ryota Isobata. In about a half hour's time, it'll be the Dragons and the Tigers from the Vantland Dome in Nagoya. That is the other game that will get going. The game at approximately 1 o'clock a.m. Pacific or 4 a.m. Eastern will be the Eagles and the Lions. As the first pitch is delivered to Ryota Isobata, it's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Isobata, another player tonight getting the start. He's hitting 177 on the season, no homers, 3 RBIs. He can run a little bit. He has been known to swipe bases, as there's a breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Yamashita holding himself set, checks the and ready to go again. There's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Ryota Isobata. Right-hander against the left-hander. He gets the sign and delivers. Fastball taken at the knees for a called third strike. Oh, back-to-back strikeouts at the knees by Yamashita, as he gets Isobata looking for the second out of the inning. So the first 2 hitters go down at pretty much the same pitch, right at knee height. And I have to say, pretty good job there by Tomoya Mori to frame up that pitch. So 2 in the books, and that'll bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. For Gunji on the season, hitting 269, 11 homers and 45 runs batted in. He takes a first pitch for a called strike. Defensively tonight for the Buffaloes, from left to right field, it's Akita in left, and Nakagawa is in center, and the right fielder is Kita. Around the horn from first to third, it would be Cedeno at first, Nishino at second, Kirbayashi at short, and Mune at third, with Yamashita and Mori the battery, as that fastball misses outside, and the count goes even to 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. As we mentioned, there is the UFC fights that are going on if people are into that sort of stuff. The last fight was Hooker and Garmut, and it looks like that fight is over as it is. Ursig and France are now underway. The main event will be coming in a little bit later. So that fastball misses, and the count now goes to 2-1 on Gunji. So Kara France and Ursig fighting. That is in Perth, Australia, as they are down under for this week's UFC. As that breaking ball misses down and away, it's now 3-1 to Gunji. The main event is Duplessis and Adesanya, as they will go off somewhere within the hour. So 3 balls and 1 strike to Gunji. As Yamashita ready to deliver again. Here comes the pitch. And it's a fastball that misses way upside. That's going to be ball 4. And Gunji's going to get himself a 2-out walk, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Kotaro Kiyomiya. So the walks were a question at the beginning of the night tonight, where we said it would be a problem for Yamashita if he is walking the yard here tonight. That, on the season is his 20th walk in only 24 2/3 innings pitched. So command and control, a problem for the Buffalo's right-hander. So Yamashita now ready to face Kotaro Kiyomiya. He steps in hitting .268, 8 homers and 31 runs batted in. As Yamashita delivers, it's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. That last pitch dialed in at 96 miles an hour. There's no doubt he has some heat. He just can't command it. So 1 ball and no strikes to Kiyomiya. As the right-hander kicks and delivers another fastball that misses upstairs. The count is now 2-0. And it is very interesting. It almost looks like Yamashita isn't finishing his pitch right now. The first couple of batters he was able to finish, not getting over the front side, not being able to keep the ball down. And he's in his 15 pitches, 8 balls and 7 strikes so far here. So I wonder how long a leash that the manager Nakajima will have here and how much he'll put up with the right-hander if he can't figure it out. Pitch on the way, fastball taken on the inside corner for called strike. The count is now 2-1. One thing I don't keep when we're doing these games, I don't keep the first pitch strikes. I should probably start doing that so I could go back and have a look. Just out of general curiosity. 2 balls and 1 strike it is here to Kiyomiya. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a fastball again that misses upstairs. It's now 3-1. So 3 balls and 1 strike. I would assume if he walks him here, we're going to see a visit from the mound. And so there is one of the million faces of the manager Nakajima. He's got some of the best facial expressions that you can imagine. As the 3-1 pitch is on the way. Right-hander delivers, fastball misses upstairs. That's going to be ball 4. So back-to-back strikeouts are followed by back-to-back walks. Gunji advances over to second. Kiyomiya, the runner at first. And Tomoya Mori is heading out to the mound, and we're already going to have a trip here, as the right-hander is going to get a talking to pretty quickly. So runners at first and second with 2 gone. Franmil Reyes coming to the bat. That is certainly the hitter that you don't want stepping to the plate in this situation. The Fighters so far have been outscored in this series 8-1. They lost 5-1 on the Friday night game. 3-0 last night. They were shut out. So only 1 run in 18 innings at this point, or 18 2/3. Yeah, they've got runners at first and second with 2 gone, and Franmil Reyes stepping in. Reyes batting .254 on the year, 12 homers and 35 runs driven in. As the right-hander delivers, there's a breaking ball that misses outside, and the count is 1-0. Reyes has enjoyed his time in the NPB as of late, getting some more regular duty. Certainly the 12 home runs will keep him of interest. If he can finish the season hot, whether it's with the Fighters or with somebody else, I would think that there'd be interest in bringing him back to the NPB next year. There's a fastball that comes up and in, and Reyes really moves off the plate. I don't know if that was more of a sell job than anything else, because I don't know if the pitch was as close as what he made it seem. So 2 balls and no strikes. And again, Yuma Mune and Kataro Kobayashi come in to give some words of encouragement to their right-hander. But I got to tell you that the way this is looking here, he's not going to be here very long in this game. Already 20 pitches in the first inning, and the Fighters are yet to touch a baseball. 2 on and 2 out, 2 balls and no strikes here to Reyes. Here comes the 2-0 offering. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on, grounded over to the right side. Fielded by Nishino. He throws to first, and Yamashita is going to get himself out of this inning. It's a ground out 4-3. That'll be the 3rd out. No runs in the inning. There was no hits. There were no errors, and there were 2 runners left aboard. We're through a half inning. It's the Fighters, no score, and the Buffaloes coming to bat. Stick around, everybody. The bottom of the first inning is just around the corner. We appreciate having you guys in here to listen with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few. It's a 0-0 scoreline as we move to the bottom of the first. We are back in just about 30 seconds after this. Welcome back, everybody. Hirobi Ito is completing his warm-up tosses, and we're ready to get this one back underway. He'll be facing the top of the order in Ryoto Kita, Masahiro Nishino, and Kai Nakagawa, the 1, 2, and 3 hitters in the batting order for the Buffaloes. As we said at the top of the stream tonight, Ito looking for his 10th win tonight. If he's able to do that, it'll be the 3rd time in his first 4 seasons in the NPB that he would get himself a 10th win. It would tie his already high of 10 wins. He's done it twice. He's been absolutely electric again this year for the Fighters, and he is definitely the one you want on the mound if you're going to want to stop the bleeding, which is exactly where they're at right now. They've got to try to get themselves a win tonight and get back on track. So he is ready to face Kita, and the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Kita was in the lineup last night. He was batting in the 3-hole. Tonight he moved him up to the leadoff spot, hitting .240 on the year, homer and 8 runs batted in. Hitting from the left side against the right-handed throwing Ito, who kicks and delivers. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. A rare victory again last night by the Saitama Seibu Lions, as they are off of the schneid, trying to avoid a 100-loss season. It's going to take a little bit of doing. I think they got to win about 8 more games between now and the end of the year to be able to do it. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. Fighters are locked tied for second place with the Marines at the moment. Only fractions of points have got them slightly ahead of the Marines, as they have 1 more tie and 1 less loss. Buffaloes have closed the gap as they are 9 back of these 2 clubs. But they've got their work cut out for them if they want to try to make one of the playoff spots. They're going to have to go on a pretty solid run. There's a fastball swung on its line foul into the netting down the left field line, and the count remains at 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kita. Nishino and Nakagawa to come to bat here for the Buffaloes in their half of the first inning. Tamiya gives his sign to Ito, and he's ready to deliver again. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As he hesitates and delivers, it is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. And Kita is down on strikes. He's gone for the first out of the inning. So 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. Friend No Lies in the house tonight. He says, speaking of stop the bleeding, I got smoked on the UFC card tonight. I don't even know if that final match has even started yet. But we welcome you to the house here. No Lies. Appreciate you for being here. So Nishino steps to the plate, batting .330, no homers, 9 RBIs. As Ito kicks and delivers a fastball that comes up and under the hands, and the count is 1-0 to Nishino. .330, a pretty good batting average. W. Vogs in the house tonight. He says, hope you're well, and I've been wearing your shirt. That's great, Will. Nice of you to stop on in. Fastball swung on, grounded over to third, fielded neatly by the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. Throws to first and retires Nishino. It's a ground out, 5-3 for the second out of the inning. Friend Will Vogs popping in. Not every day we get to be graced with his presence. He is down, if I'm not mistaken, in the Charlotte area. Enjoying his baseball and everything else. He's a basketball fan as well. And he asked the question, do you still talk to the others? Some, yes. I talk to Bud and Steve every once in a while, probably at least once a week, maybe a couple times. There's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1 to Nakagawa. Also, Jimmy Redbeard, get a chance to talk to him as well. And Matt Hollis, not as frequently, but we do keep in touch. We usually talk maybe, I'd say once a month. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball taken for a called strike. The count now goes to 0-2. But we don't have any hide or hair of Big D or Dave. We're not really sure where. Well, Big D got himself into a bit of trouble, and Dave has also been off of the map. Not sure where he's at. Here comes the pitch. It is a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes to Kai Nakagawa. I will make sure, Will, we send him your regards. It's glad you could drop in and listen tonight. Got one of my young fellas is going down to Charleston tomorrow. As there's a fastball swung on, this ball is lined into right field. It gets turned around, does Mune, but he's going to haul that one in, and that is going to retire Nakagawa. He's going to be gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it here for the Buffaloes in inning number 1. They go quietly. There were no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're through 1 complete. Your score is the Fighters 0 and the Buffaloes 0. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in inning number 2 in just a few. Appreciate you, Will, for hanging in. Maybe you'll stick around for the top of the second. We'll be back in just a couple moments. We got a 0-0 scoreline as we move to the top of the second. We'll be back in just a few. It is Ito and Shinpita Yamashita going head-to-head here tonight. But for how long will be the question. We'll be back in just a couple. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the Fighters who are coming to bat here. It'll be Kamikawa Kabata, Manami, and Tamiya to face the right-hander Yamashita. And the first pitch, breaking ball, drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kamikawa Kabata. 21 pitches in the first inning for the right-hander as he faces the second baseman of the Fighters, who takes a fastball for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2. Our friend Will Vogg said, are there any former MLB players on either of the two teams? Well, you missed the game last night, Will you? But it would have been intrigued as Drew Verhagen got the start for the Fighters. Verhagen, of course, was a Detroit Tiger, and the last couple of years spent time with the Cardinals. Fastball misses up and in. We were talking about it last night. Verhagen started his big league career. He went to Vanderbilt University, started his career with Detroit. Then he went to the Japanese League for a couple of years, and he was able to bounce back with the Cardinals for 2 years. But now he finds himself back in Japan with the Fighters again. Also, Patrick Murphy, former Washington National reliever, came in last night. Pitched late in the game as the 2-2 is on the way. It's a fastball that misses down. Count is now 3-2. But for the Fighters tonight, it is Franmil Reyes who is in the lineup, the Franimal, as that is now 26 pitches here delivered by Yamashita, and 15 of them have been for balls here tonight. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it's a breaking ball that misses down and in. So Kamikawa Kabata, who started off with no balls and 2 strikes, has walked on 6 pitches. So that is going to put him aboard, and that'll bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Now, with regards to the Buffaloes tonight, currently there are no big leaguers in the starting lineup for Orix in this one here. But last night, again, same sort of ideas. Andres Machado came in and closed the game out. Luis Perdomo pitched the 8th inning, so a couple of arms that they do have. So here comes the first offering to Manami as Yamashita delivers. It's a fastball that just misses down for a ball, and the count is 1-0. That was one of those pitches that if he was around the zone for most of the night, you would expect the umpire to give it to him. Well, you're all over the place. You're like an elevator. You're up, you're down, you're in and out, and then the next thing you know, you paint the corner, and you don't get the call. Also in the roster system is Marwin Gonzalez. He is currently listed on the farm, as is Cody Thomas, although Cody Thomas has not done much of anything this year when given the opportunity for the Buffaloes. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-0. Chusei Manami. They also have a pitcher who's done very well for them this year. That's been Anderson Espinoza, who has, well, at least he got off to a hot start. And then also Luis Castillo, not the Seattle Mariner Castillo, but he has also been pitching for them, the former Chiba Lotte Marine. So 2 balls and no strikes to Manami. Runner at first, Kamikawa Kabata. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses down and away, and the count goes to 3-0. Now I can say that Yamashita might be getting squeezed here because all of these pitches have been decent, but he's got the call. He's got none of them from the home plate umpire. So 3 balls and no strikes it is to Manami. And it's too bad here for the young fella because he's got an opportunity to, he's got electric stuff. If he could figure out between the ears how to throw strikes, he'd be unbelievable. There's a fastball that carves the plate in half. That one there pours in at 97 miles an hour. The count now is 3-1 to Manami. So 3 balls and 1 strike. Appreciate it, Will. Appreciate you stopping in, and thanks again. So that's great. He's working for Lowe's. Well, we'll keep you in our thoughts, and hopefully you pop in again in the near future. As there's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is now 3-2. No Lie says Devin Mazzaraco. He goes, hadn't heard that name for a while. I remember him when he was an all-star with the Cincinnati Reds. Thought he there for a long time, and his long time was basically a cup of coffee. Will do. Well, thanks again for popping in tonight. And maybe you'll catch us when we're in Japan in the next week or so. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. It's a fastball that misses down. There goes the runner, but it's going to be ball 4. And so they had Kamikawa Kabata was on the move. That's going to be ball 4. It is to Manami. That's going to bring the pitching coach out of the Buffaloes dugout. So 4 walks in an inning plus here for Yamashita. Runners at first and second. It's going to bring Yua Tamiya to the plate. One would have to think that there's a 5-alarm blaze going on in the bullpen. They got to be thinking about getting somebody up here. 33 pitches so far from Yamashita. They haven't flashed the scoreboard in a little bit here. So we'll have to do a quick count. By our count, 20 balls and 13 strikes. Oh, that's tough. And for those of you who are just joining us tonight, obviously the big piece tonight is the UFC fight. We're expecting a lot more people will be coming in. It looks like that it was Kai Kara France knocked out, victory by punch, took out Australia's Steve Erceg. So Kara France from New Zealand won that fight. And the main or the headline one is Duplessis and Adesanya. And they're in their walk-up stages right now. So here comes the first pitch delivered to Tamiya. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. Yua Tamiya hitting .288, 3 homers, and 28 runs driven in on the season. He's had himself some times where he's really, really hit the ball well. And not just hit the ball well, but carried the fighters. Put them on their back and ran with them for a bit. So now he squares the bunt. And now stepping off the backside of the rubber is Yamashita. Our friend No Lie says he housed them or hosed them. Was one of the few things he got right. Yeah, I just happened to look in. I know that that is I looked earlier and they said the fight was going in Perth, Australia tonight. There's a fastball that misses down. That was at 95, and the count is now 1-1 to Tamiya. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Manager Shinjo sitting on an amusement. Friend No Lie says the KO that he referenced, he laid him right out. I'm sure that'll make the rounds of the highlights across social media. Here's the 1-1 pitch. There's a fastball that's bunted down the third baseline. This ball is going to be fielded by Yumamune, and everybody's going to be safe. I don't know. I think I would have just let it try to go and hope that it went foul. But that's not a veteran move there by Mune. He had a chance to get nobody anywhere. He should have just let it keep rolling, and maybe it would have rolled foul. I would take a look at this on the replay, and it looked like it was moving toward foul territory. But it's going to be a base hit for Tamiya. That's going to load the bases. It's going to bring Tatsuki Mizuno to the plate. And the fighters have something brewing here in the second inning with the bases loaded and nobody out. So they need it out here somehow. Right now they've got the corners are in. The middles are halfway up the middle. They're in double play depth. Mizuno hitting .226 on the season, 4 homers and 25 runs driven in. Takes a fastball just off the outside corner, but the home plate umpire goes up with the right hand saying that he went. Count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Waggling the bat is Mizuno. Big situation right here for Yamashita, as he's got himself in a jackpot. Back-to-back walks and then a bunt single have loaded the bases. Here's the pitch. It's a fastball that misses way outside, and the count is 1-1. So the only ball that the fighters have put in play tonight outside of the Franmil Reyes groundout was one about 15 feet from home plate. Everything else, it's been walks. 4 walks delivered here in the first inning plus by the Buffalo's right-hander. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. As he kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball swung on. It's lifted down the left field line. It is slicing foul, and it's going to land in the temporary seating. It's going to run the count to 1-2 on Mizuno. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Yamashita gets himself a new baseball. He rubs it up, and we're ready to go again as Mizuno digs himself in. 1-2 strikes to the shortstop of the Fighters. He checks the runners, and here comes the offering. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Oh, that brought it up at 97 miles an hour on the gun. Blew it right by Mizuno. He was absolutely overmatched. That is one away, and it'll bring up the top of the order in Daiki Asama. Well, he does have that kind of stuff, does Yamashita. He's got 3 strikeouts here to go with those 4 base on balls. The hitters just can't really seem to put the ball much in play. The unfortunate part for him is that he's got no command of his pitches. So that brings Daiki Asama to the plate. Asama entered the game hitting .286 with a homer and 5 RBIs. They still have the corners in, and they still have the middles in double play depth. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a slow breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike to Asama. It is a threat here for the Fighters. They've scored 1 run in the first 19 innings, 19 and a third innings now of this series, and they're looking to punch their way onto the board here in the 3rd game of the set. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. As he kicks and fires another breaking ball that misses down and in, and the count now goes even to 1-1. So 1-1 strike. Last night, we gave some bonus coverage once this game was finished, as we did the extra commentary on the game between the Marines and the Hawks. Depending upon how this one goes, we might do something similar again tonight. So here comes the 1-1 pitch. Yamashita kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on, and this one's lifted into deep left field. Should be deep enough to get the run in. Making the catch is the left fielder Akita. He fires it in. They throw to the plate, but tagging at third and scoring is going to be Kamikawa Kabata, and the Fighters now have a 1-0 lead. It's going to go in the books as a sacrifice fly to 7. Picking up the RBI is Asama, but he's gone for the 2nd out of the inning. Kamikawa Kabata will score. None of the other runners advance. That's going to leave it all up to the center fielder, Ryota Isobata. Well, for Isobata, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out looking his first time up. The Fighters now are in the lead 1-0 here. Surprisingly, they actually had a pretty decent cut there. But they weren't going to throw out the runner, Kamikawa Kabata. He runs too well. So Yamashita ready to go again. Pitch number 44 of the ball game. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count is 0-1 to Isobata. Isobata, as we said, struggling this year, hitting 175, no homers, 3 RBIs, but he does have 15 stolen bases. They use him a lot in late situations to try to get a stolen base. Speed never slumps. You can always find yourself on a roster somewhere if you've got some wheels. So here comes the 0-1 offering. Pitch on the way, fastball, blew it right by him at 97 miles an hour, and the count now goes to 0-2. And I hate to say it, but unless you're going to change the eye level of the hitter, I go right back to that well here again, try to finish him off that way. So no balls and 2 strikes, or maybe walk the ladder a little bit and see if you can even induce a bit of a pop-up. But you don't want to waste the bullets if you're Yamashita. Here comes the 0-2. And now he kicks and fires. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and that's exactly what he did. He went right after Isobata with heat. Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball. That one was lifted foul into the seats over on the third base side. We're talking about the fight that's going on, or the fights. The main event is Duplessis and Adesanya, and that is, he's out of Nigeria, the South African and the Nigerian. The UFC battle, they are in round 2 right now, as there's a ball that just bounces inside. Boy, I thought it almost hit the batter, but I guess it didn't. That's going to run the count to 1-2 on Isobata. It was actually a split finger pitch. I guess if you're going to get hit, you might as well get hit by that one. But 1 ball and 2 strikes it is to Isabara. As the right-hander, again, Yamashita gets the sign from his catcher, Tomoya Mori. Here comes the pitch. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field, but played perfectly is the left fielder, Akita. He's there to make the catch. And the Fighters are going to be gone here in inning number 2. They threaten a bunch, but they only come away with 1. There was 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left aboard. We're moving to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes no score. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We appreciate you guys for hanging in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel for all your baseball needs. Welcome back, everybody. It's going to be the heart of the batting order to come to bat for the Buffaloes here in inning number 2. That means Tomoya Mori, Leandro Cedeno, Taro Sugimoto here to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito in inning number 2. Last night, Tomoya Mori hit his 8th homer of the year. It was a solo shot to open the scoring. That was really all the runs that they needed last night to the Buffaloes. They went on to win that game 3-0. Mori hitting 281 on the season. He's got 8 homers and 39 runs driven in. He's really picked up the pace over the last couple of months. Started the season rather slow, but he is now everything that they have wanted from Mori. As there was a fastball swung on, his chopped over the head of the pitcher, fielded by the shortstop Mizuno behind the bag, and he throws to first. Oh, what a play by Mizuno. That's going to retire Mori on a ground out 6-3. He's out for the first out of the inning. Ball chopped right over the head of Ito. And it was a good play there as he was moving to his left, Mizuno. Sometimes it's difficult because on this particular field, you've got the cutouts where there's dirt around the bases. In the event, if that ball would have hit the dirt, it might have stayed down and made it a tougher play for the shortstop, Mizuno. But instead, it got a kind, friendly bounce, and he was able to make the play. Our friend Walfris in the house again tonight. We welcome you to the stream. So 1 gone here, and Leandro Cedeno stepping in. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. In last night's ball game, Cedeno had reached base 3 times. He had a couple of singles, and he was also hit by a pitch. That hit by pitch took him out of the game. It looked like it was in the tricep area, just above the elbow. Fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2 on Cedeno. James in the house tonight. We were talking about the fights earlier there. He says, anybody watching the fights? James says the Ham Fighters' best name in sports. It's actually Hokkaido is the name of the team, is the city. Fighters is the nickname. It's Nippon-Ham is actually a meat packing company that is the sponsor. As that fastball is lifted into deep right center field, moving back on it is the center fielder Isobata, and he's going to haul that one in. Cedeno set it a long way, and he is gone for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone here. So it just sounds kind of weird. Hokkaido Nippon-Ham Fighters. So Nippon-Ham is the sponsor, much like a number of the teams do have sponsors across the NPB. When you think of SoftBank, of course, that's the bank, Fukuoka SoftBank Hawks. You also think of the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles because they play in Tohoku, but Rakuten is the sponsor. Online shopping giant in Asia. Breaking ball swung on, lifted into deep center field. Moving back again is the center fielder, and he's looking up, and this one is going to be gone. A home run for Yataro Sugimoto to straightaway center field. He knew it off the crack of the bat because he did a bat flip that went about 10 feet in the air. So Sugimoto rounds the bases. That's his 6th of the year. And we are all locked up at ones just like that. Home run by Sugimoto. And that'll bring up the shortstop in Kitaro Kobayashi. So 1-1 is the scoreline now as Kobayashi strides to the plate. Batting .263 on the season. And I got to tell you, if Yamashita is going to be around in the game pitching for the Buffaloes better be prepared to score some runs tonight. Or get into the bullpen early. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball swung on. This is line foul down the right field line, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kobayashi. Our friend No Lies says that right now he's got the fight 1-1. It is in the third round of that fight. There's a fastball that is swung on, and this is lifted foul down the right field line, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Kobayashi. Kobayashi, as we said, hitting .263, a couple homers and 31 RBIs. His average is up north of his career line, but his production, the home runs and the RBIs are a little bit down. So here comes the 0-2 offering as Ito kicks and fires. Fastball just misses off the outside corner. Count goes to 1-2. Very effective first inning for the right-hander. Only 10 pitches to retire the Buffaloes in order. This inning here, it's been, other than the home run, he's been fairly effective here too. This is the 20th pitch of the ball game as he kicks, hesitates, and delivers. Fastball misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Kobayashi. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another great night for Japanese baseball. And for those of you who have jumped in again with us tonight, we appreciate you for being here. Probably only going to call one game during the week. It'll be Friday next week because we will be on our way to Japan on the Saturday as there's a fastball lined into right center field. It's going to get down for a base hit. And Kobayashi is a board single. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yumamune. So take a look for some shorts. Take a look for some live stuff. I'll try to do some live stuff this year. I got to take care of some equipment before we go, and that'll be done this week. So I have a few things I've got to try to get taken care of. So hopefully be able to do a little bit of that management as well. So Yumamune striding to the plate. He's got a runner at first and 2 gone. One of the things I do want to get is I want to get a couple of mics, good solid mics that will be applied to my videos. As the pitch is a breaking ball swung on, is tapped softly in front of the mound. Ito comes off to field it. He throws to first, and Mune is going to be retired. It's going to be a ground out 1-3. So Mune here, a couple of tough situations for him already in this one here tonight. The bunt that he didn't make, and then the first pitch tapper back to the pitcher. There was 1 run in the inning, the home run by Sugimoto. 2 hits, no errors, 1 runner left aboard. We are now through 2 complete. Your score is the Fighters 1 and the Buffaloes 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Yamashita is still here. We'll be right back in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us. We'll come back and answer your questions after this break. It is a 1-1 ball game as both teams have traded runs here in the second inning. We'll be back in just a few with all the action right after this. Appreciate you guys for listening in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. It is Yamashita still on the hill, and the first pitch that he delivers to Yuya Gunji is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Gunji, Kiyomiya, and Orix to come to bat, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count goes even to 1-1. Our friend James asked the question, where are we going in Japan? And it's just Tokyo this time. It'd be 11 nights. So just shy of 2 weeks. 50 pitches now for Yamashita, and he's 50-50 on balls and strikes as he delivers a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. The count is 1-2. I say just Tokyo, but Tokyo and the surrounding area. So I'm going to get to Chiba, try to get to see 2 games in Chiba, try to see the Hawks and the Lions a couple of different nights. Also going to try to get to Yokohama the second week. As there's a breaking ball that misses down and away, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Gunji. So for me, I've been a few times before, so just nothing, just a pretty simple trip. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As the right-hander ready to go again, he kicks and delivers. There's a fastball swung on and missed. And Gunji is gone for the first out of the inning, and that is going to bring up the first baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. Also trying to get to, well, I've got tickets for the game at the Jingu Stadium. I've never been to the Jingu for a game. I've been there a couple of times before, but it is going to be the games for the Giants versus the Swallows on Tuesday and Wednesday, a week Tuesday, a week Wednesday. So I'm kind of excited to see what that stadium's all about. As I said, they've also talked about tearing down the Jingu Stadium. There's public outcry because they want to build some more apartments. First pitch fastball misses up and in, and the count is 1-0 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya walked his first time up. Our friend No Lies says, as there was a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-1. He's talking about the UFC. Often I like to say that the only way that you know when a fight is won is when there's a knockout. If it has to go to the judges, all bets are off. There's a breaking ball that's taken for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Kiyomiya. But we'll also get to Saitama. I was at Saitama last year. I saw them play the Fighters, and that's unfortunately the exact same matchup we'll see this year. There's a split finger pitch waved at and missed, and Kiyomiya is in the books for the second out of the inning. That is, by our count, the 5th strikeout tonight, recorded by the Fighters. Our friend Jason's stuff in the house. There's another resident Buffalo fan in here tonight. We welcome you to the stream, and it has been a bit. We appreciate you for popping in. You're popping in, and we'll be popping out next week. So hopefully you can join us on Friday, and that'll be the send-off for us for a couple of weeks as we'll be in the land of the rising sun. Here's the Franimal at the plate, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1 to Franmil Reyes. Reyes 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to second his first time up. Batting from the right side here against Yamashita. There's a fastball that's spiked up to the plate. Count goes even to 1-1. So if you've never been to Japan before, I really strongly encourage everybody to have to go. I really, really encourage people. It's a good time to go with the dollar where it is. Split finger pitch, swung on and missed. The count is now 1-2. First time I ever went was about 6 years ago, I guess now. And it was basically $1 or $1 would get you about $1 would get you about 111 yen. Fastball swung on and missed. Reyes has gone on strikes for the third out of the inning. And it's the Heckle Jekyll Yamashita, because now he has 6 strikeouts as he fans the side here in inning number 3 after not being able to throw a strike for much of the first 2 innings. Well, the fighters go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left the board. We're moving to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The game is locked up at 1. We'll be back here in just a couple of moments. We appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. It is Buffaloes and Fighters when we return after this. Welcome back, everybody. Our friend Jason Stuff says he's got Power Pros 2024, if you know what that is. Actually, I'm not sure what that is, but I will. I'm always interested in sports games. I'm not a big gamer, so to speak. Never really was. Never had been. But that being said, I do like to go and play every once in a while. And so Sega is no longer Sega. I forget what it's called. And they had a soccer game that was kind of cool. I mean, yeah, I know it's soccer, but went over and still enjoyed playing it. The graphics were pretty cool. So it's going to be Akita, the top of the order, Akita and Nishino to come to bat here to face Ito. And the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is quickly 0-1. 22 pitches delivered in the first 2 innings by Ito. Very economical. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. It is a fastball that is swung on and fouled away. The count goes to 0-2. Our friend Walfris says Israel lost by submission. No balls and 2 strikes to Akita. Jason Stuff says, great game, not going to lie. As the 0-2 on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on and lifted foul. It's going to reach the seats over on the first base side. Count remains at 0-2. Jason Stuff has popped it in there. 2024-25. Well, I'll have to take a look when I get over there and see if I can hunt it down. As I say, I'm always kind of looking. I'll even look for old stuff or old games, but specifically baseball. I don't really care about much of the other stuff. So if I could get something that was decent baseball-wise, even old PlayStation stuff, I'd have to take a look at it. There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs. Counts 1-2 now to Akita. Anything baseball I can get my hands on, I'm intrigued by. See, some people, they like pinball machines. Some people, they like all kinds of stuff. But I certainly enjoy the baseball, and so if I could find something that's intriguing, I'd snap it up. There's a fastball that misses up and away, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Akita. Jason says you could play games that happened like the day before. Our friend Zay in the house, that tells us that the fight is over as well officially. You guys did have a lead here, Zay, but that evaporated pretty quick as a fastball is swung on and fouled away. The count remains at 2-2 to Akita. Taro Sugimoto certainly changed the mind of, I shouldn't say changed the mind, changed the lead back in a hurry. So 2 balls and 2 strikes as Akita bats here against Ito. So arguably, he's the toughest bat that he's had to face so far. There's a fastball swung on. It's broken the bat of the hitter. Grounded over to third. Gunji yields it. He throws to first, and Akita's in the books. Ground out 5-3 for the first out of the inning. That bat will have to be laid to rest. As you can see, it had a piece go flying off. So Akita's in the books for out number 1. That brings Ryoto Kita to the plate. As he's 0 for 1 tonight, he struck out to lead off the ball game back in inning number 1. Jason says if it's on Switch, which he uses, or PS4 and 5, have to take a peek. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Kita. Kita hitting from the left side. As we said, in last night's ball game, he hit in the 3-hole. There were a couple of changes in the ball game tonight, and obviously Sugimoto being one of them is the right change because he's already delivered with a home run. There's a fastball that is swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to Ryoto Kita. So, yeah, it is the submission, as Duplessis said, won that fight. It was in the 4th round, they said, at about 1:20. As here comes the 0-2 pitch. Fastball down. Nice block there by the catcher, Tamiya, and that's going to run the count to 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason says, if you have a Wii or a PS3, I think I gotta check. You can get MLB Power Pros. It's when they can to American in 2 years. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Fastball swung on, lifted foul over on the third base side. The count remains at 1-2. Now, I've never really got into the Wii. Although Wii is not a bad thing. I never really had paid a whole lot of attention to that. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. As the right-hander Ito ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. And there is a breaking ball that is swung on and fouled away. It looked like it might have caught a couple of people, including the hitter, the catcher, and the umpire, maybe all 3. Count remains at 1-2 to Kita. The story of the night tonight has been the lack of control by Yamashita, as he looked like he was walking the yard in inning 1 and 2. 4 walks issued. He's allowed 1 hit, but now he has struck out 6. So nobody can touch what he throws up to the plate. He just can't throw enough to the plate that's any good. There was a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 1-2 to Kita. That one was looked like it might have went off the glove of the catcher, Tamiya. So 1-2 here. So tell me what you think if you guys are able to get a feed for this and are watching. What you guys think of the Buffaloes uniforms? I kind of like them in a way. As the pitch is delivered, it is a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Kita in the books. He's gone for out number 2. That's going to leave it all up to the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. That was a fastball. That was a split finger pitch. He just couldn't hold off of. So Nishino stepping to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to third his first time up. As the right-hander Ito loads up the ball with a lot of rosin. I say he loads up his hand, but all this smoke all over the place. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball taken for a called strike. The count is 0-1. I remember a couple of years ago when the balls would come flying out of Tetsuya Amai's hands and there'd be a puff of smoke. Zay says he likes the colors and the hats. Yeah, there's kind of a neat look. Fastball down, and the count is 1-1. The one jersey that I did like last year that the Buffaloes wore was with the, what was it, the kanji lettering. I think that's the Japanese script. It was on the, across the front on the hat. I thought that was pretty cool. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball misses down and in. They appeal to the third base umpire, but they say Nishino didn't go. That runs the count to 2-1. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is. So I thought that was kind of neat, the lettering there. It was they wore it on their home whites. They also had like a green lettering jersey too last year. There's a fastball swung on it. It's lifted foul. Count is 2-2. The jersey I hope we never see again were those red and black jerseys, that red, black, and white that the fighters wore last year. I think it was designed by Shinjo. They had to be some of the worst uniforms I'd ever seen. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and he delivers. It is a fastball swung on, grounded over to short, fielded neatly by Mizuno. He throws to first, and Nishino is going to be retired. That's a ground out, 6-3. He's gone for out number 3, and that's going to do it here for the Buffaloes in their half of the third inning. They go quietly. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. A third of the game is in the books. We are all locked at ones. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few with all the action. Appreciate you guys for being with us tonight here on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. The fight is over. Grab yourself a pop or a beer or something harder than that. Come on back and listen in. We'll be right back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole. Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. It is the top of the fourth inning, and coming to bat will be Daigo Kamikawa-Kabata, Chusei Manami, and Yua Tamiya to face the right-hander Shunpita Yamashita. 61 pitches through his 3 innings of work, and he's ready to come back here to face the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the fighter order. Our friend Brian V says, who's going to win? Well, if you would ask me before the game, I would have said the fighters. That fastball is taken for a called strike. The count is 1-1, although I have to say they've squandered their opportunities early on to really cash in on some runs here against the wildness of Yamashita. But Yamashita looks like he's maybe settling in. I don't want to say that too soon, as there's a fastball taken at the knees for a called strike. The count is 0-2. Our friend Jason says on the jersey last year it was Katakana. Walfris says the gold and the black is nice, as there's a fastball missing down and in. Count is 1-2. Yeah, I do like these. I do like these jerseys in particular. I don't know if I like the Chicago White Sox jerseys, the black and the whites, but I like the gold and the black. It's an interesting touch with a little bit of white trim. Breaking ball swung on. Hit on one hop to the shortstop, Kirbayashi. He fields it. He fires to first. And that is going to retire Kamikawa-Kabata. He's going to be retired for the first out of the inning. Ground out 6-3 if you're scoring along with us. 1 gone here in the 4th. That'll bring up the right fielder, Chusei Manami. Manami tonight, officially no plate appearance, or no at bat. He has a plate appearance, as he drew a walk back in the 2nd inning. Batting .247 on the year with those 16 homers and 50 runs batted in. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. As we mentioned, we'll try to put it up here early in the week. So Friday night, next Friday, you guys can see when we're calling the next game. as there's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Manami. And I don't think we're going to call anything earlier in the week, just not going to be able to make it work. But then, as we said, Saturday we will be in flight, and Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be interesting. Hopefully you guys can join us for some of that. Fastball misses upstairs. That was at 97 to Manami. That backed them off the plate a little bit. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Right-hander Yamashita gets the sign from Mori. And here comes the 1-2 to Manami. Pitch on the way. It's a split finger pitch that misses down, and the count now goes even to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Troy in the house tonight, and we welcome you. Our friend Brian V says, who's higher in the standings? Well, the higher one in the standings here is the Fighters. Troy, good to see you. I'm glad you're popping in and around and about. We'll be catching our second last game before we go back to the land of the rising sun. Fastball swung on, it's grounded past the glove of the first baseman, Leandro Cedeno, into right field, and Manami's aboard with a single. That's only the second hit of the ball game here for the Fighters. Brian, if you're new to the channel, we welcome you for being here. We don't mind you asking the questions, and there's a lot of knowledgeable people in the chat, so we would be more than happy to help you out. Don't know if you're a fan of the NPB, if you just like to gamble, or if you just love baseball, but you're in the right place because everybody that's in here likes a little bit of everything. They like to gamble. They like to baseball. Not everybody gambles. We appreciate you for hanging out with us here tonight and enjoying this one with us. We do call some Major League games once in a while, but probably not going to do anything here until we get back. Just haven't had the time. There's a first pitch fastball that's delivered to Tamiya, and he squares to bunt but pulls back, and the count is quickly 0-1. Our friend Nick says, if the White Sox played better, those All Blacks would pop more. Yeah, you might be true on that one. They won, I think it was last night. It was Chad Kuhl came in and completed the save as he struck out Jose Altuve in the ball game. They were lucky to hang on. Still nail-biting time. Are they going to lose 120 this year? There's a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count is 1-1. And it's a little ironic. They're going to lose close to 120 games or maybe more. And there may not be one team in Major League Baseball that's going to win 100 games. That's staggering to me. Somebody who's one of those teams like the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Orioles, any of the teams that are at 72 or 3 wins, basically has to play 750 baseball the rest of the way to win 100 games. There's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. Jason says the Buffaloes are the best in the NPB. Well, only because Jason says so, not because of their record this year. They've certainly struggled. So 2 balls and 1 strike it is here to Tamiya with the runner at first, Manami, 1 gone in the 4th. As the right-hander Yamashita ready to deliver. And instead he throws to first base, and diving back in time is the base runner Manami. Friend Troy says the top of the West looks exciting too. Yeah, the Diamondbacks, which is Troy's ball club. Both them and the Padres are playing absolutely outstanding baseball. As of late, here comes the pitch. It's a fastball that misses outside, and the count now goes to 3-1 on Tamiya. And when I mean outstanding baseball, I think they were 8-2 in their last 10 going into today's action. I haven't really paid attention to see what happened for most of the late games or later starts today. Of course, the Tigers beat the Yankees today 4-0, and saw that the Blue Jays lost to the Cubs, and after that, I kind of shut her down. Wasn't really paying a ton of attention to what was going on. Again, squaring to bunt is Tamiya with the 3-1 count, and takes that for a fastball for a strike as he pulls back. It's now 3-2. Our friend Spaceman in the house tonight, we welcome you. Glad you could join us for the action here tonight. 3 balls and 2 strikes it is here to Tamiya. The runner first is Manami. Here comes the payoff pitch. As the right-hander delivers a fastball swung on, it's lifted foul. Manami was going as they were going to try to stay out of a potential double play, as that is now 3-2 here to Tamiya. Our friend Spaceman said, chill with the Yankees slander, though. Yeah, well, got to tell you, the Tigers are in line to take 2 out of 3. They got Skubal going against Stroman tomorrow night. But the Yankees are still, I believe, the top team in baseball percentage-wise, so they can afford to take a loss here and there. Here comes the 3-2 pitch as the right-hander kicks and delivers. It's a fastball swung on and missed. Manami on the run, and it's going to be a strike him out, throw him out to end the inning here. So Tamiya down on strikes for the second out. Manami caught stealing 2-6 to end the inning as the Fighters do an unconventional 3-up, 3-down inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now moving to the bottom of the 4th inning. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate our group chatting with us here tonight, and we'll come back and chat with the chat. It's a lively one. We're glad you guys are with us to listen in. Here's our friend Eric.
Hello, this is Eric Fox, formerly of the Oakland A's and Texas Rangers baseball teams. You want to learn about Japanese baseball? See Coach Fred of Last Raps Baseball. If you want baseball instruction? See Coach Fred. If you want to learn about golf? Do not go to Coach Fred. Fred, what kind of club is this?
At Last Raps Baseball, we know baseball. Welcome back, everybody. It is going to be the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes. That means Nakagawa, Mori, and Cedeno to face the right-hander Hiromi Ito, who is coming on for his 4th inning of work tonight. Talking about baseball, and as we said in the chat, our friend Troy says the D-backs have struggled against Tampa, lost a couple back-to-back, haven't really paid attention to what's going on with down there in the Florida sun, or at least in the dome. You know, think about the Tampa Bay Rays and just how they flip guys over. I mean, Randy Arozarena to the Mariners, and they don't skip a beat usually. They come back stronger. First pitch breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Nakagawa. Their drafting and developing is unbelievable, and they compete every year in that tough division, the American League East. So here comes the 0-1 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. Breaking ball swung on. It's going to be looped into center field, but it's going to hang up just enough for the center fielder, Ryota Isobata, to make the catch. Nakagawa is going to be gone for the first out of the innings, so 1 up and 1 away. That is going to bring up the catcher, Tomoya Mori. Well, for Mori, he's 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Back-to-back starts here behind the plate for the veteran left-handed hitting catcher of the Buffaloes. I was having a conversation today with a friend of mine, and we were talking about the Saitama Cebu Lions. Of course, this is another player who had played for Saitama, can't keep their stars. Really, really unfortunate as the pitch is on the way. It's a fastball that misses upstairs. 94 miles an hour there from Ito, and the count is 1-0. He was dealt to the Buffaloes a couple of seasons ago, actually at the beginning of last year. As the 1-0 is on the way, it is a breaking ball that misses, and the count now goes to 2-0. Unfortunately, is when you think of their stars being Saitama, Yusuke Kikuchi left for the major leagues when he went to the Mariners a few years back, and Toronto, and now with Houston. And then you have Shogo Akiyama, the outfielder, he left to go to the Reds, came back and went to the Carp. Fastball swung on. It's lifted down the right field line. Giving chase is Manami. Is he going to have room? He reaches into the temporary seating, but he's not going to be able to come up with it. It's going to be, he's just a strike here to Mori, and that's going to run the count to 2-1. And then on top of it, Hotaka Yamakawa, all his off-field troubles got him shipped out to Fukuoka. As we said, Mori with the trade, and you take away three big parts out of your lineup. Akiyama in center, Yamakawa, the home run champion at first, and the catcher Mori. And you basically replace them with a lot of dust. Hard to replace those type of stars. Here's the 2-1 pitch. It's on the way. It's a fastball that misses inside. The count now goes to 3-1. And then on top of it, when they brought in American and Latin players to back them up, unfortunately, that wasn't a very good piece of that either. Fred Bryan was asked the question if anybody watched that UFC fight tonight. Yeah, there were probably a bunch of people that had looked in on that. As that pitch misses down, and that is going to be ball 4, and Maury's going to get himself a one-out walk as he is aboard here. And our friend Steve Campbell back in the house tonight as well, as he's got the fighters on money line. That's probably what I would probably lean toward before the game started tonight with Ito pitching. Surprised this game is still locked up at 1s the way that Yamashita has pitched. I don't know if it's the poor pitching of Yamashita or the disappointing offense put forward by the fighters here in the first 4 innings. So that's going to bring Leandro Cedeno to the plate. He's 0 for 1 tonight. He flew out to center field his first time up. And the first pitch from Ito is a fastball swung on, grounded past the bag at third base, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Cedeno. Cedeno had a pair of hits and was hit by a pitch in last night's ball game. There's another player right here who I would think is going to be either extended or he's about to embark on a very long career in the NPB. I don't even know if he's 25 yet. I'd have to go back and take a look. I think he may turn 25 after the season. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses outside. Count is 1-1. So, you can make yourself a pretty humble living by professional baseball standards by playing in the NPB. Appreciate it, Brian. We thank you for listening in with us tonight, and hopefully you can make it back for more too. So 1 ball and 1 strike here to Cedeno. As a lot of people do come in and they follow along with us. You'll get to know the regular cast of characters as that split finger pitch misses outside. Count is now 2-1. Cedeno, I remember him last year. We called a couple of exhibition games at the beginning of the year. And for those of you who don't know, but the players are issued, the training players are issued triple-digit numbers. So he came to bat and he was wearing like 124. But we've also seen it in games sometimes where they bring up a training player and the guy's got a triple-digit number they're wearing. Fastball swung on. This ball is going to be lifted into left center field. Coming hard is Isobata. He's not going to get it. It's short hopped in. Advancing over to second base is Mori, as that ball is going to get down. A nice play there by Isobata. He had to race in hard, and then he tried to throw on the run to second base. But it was also good base running there by Tomoya Mori, as he was able to get in there safely. That's going to put runners at first and second with 1 gone. It's going to bring the home run hitter Yataro Sugimoto to the plate. Jason says he's a bit of a normal person here, a Nigun, which is the secondary team, of course. So Sugimoto stepping to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He hit his 6th homer of the year back in the second inning as the equalizing run to tie the game at 1. It was to straightaway center field. It was a no-doubter. It was right off the facing of the, I don't even call it the first deck. If you see the Kyocera Dome, it's almost like you got the outfield fence, you got like a gap, and then you have a facing of a wall, and then you've got sort of the first deck. And there's a first pitch fastball swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Troy says, I think this is my first game of the season. Yeah, some guys come in and come out, and sometimes we don't see folks for a bit. I have to say this year, it's been me calling the games irregularly because we just had so much work this year. Or at least I should say my time has been busy this year through work. There's a fastball swung on. This ball's belted to deep left field. This ball could be trouble. And this ball is gone. It's on the facing of the upper deck. And Yataro Sugimoto has delivered a 3-run homer. Unbelievable. A 3-run shot, his second home run of the game. And it is now a 4-1 Buffalo lead here in inning number 4. So Ito, who had been looking like he'd cruised along through the first 3 innings, other than the home run to Sugimoto, and now he gives up yet another one to Sugimoto. He's got his number here tonight, blasting that one out to left field this time. A 3-run shot for the right-handed hitting DH of the Buffaloes. And that is going to bring up the shortstop, Kotaro Kobayashi. Well, Troy said that should open it up. Well, the unfortunate part is the tomato can on the mound for the Buffaloes tonight is Yamashita. He's not been very good. There's a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I say that because Yamashita has had his difficulties throwing strikes tonight. So out of nowhere, the Buffaloes now are enjoying a 4-1 lead. There's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Kobayashi. Just before that home run, we were talking about the number of games that we've done this year. I think we're now starting to approach the 60 mark. And that is well down from the 150 we pounded out a couple of years ago. Just the time is not on our side. So we'll try to pick up the pace in September, and definitely in the playoffs for the NPB. We'll be on the call for a lot of games. So no balls and 2 strikes to Kobayashi as he asked for time. Ito loading up the ball with all kinds of rosin on it. And the 0-2 is on the way. Here's the pitch. Split finger pitch misses down, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. And it's also that time of the game for those folks who like to come in who are betting the over-under or the first 5. Well, the Buffaloes certainly have done their part by establishing the lead. There's a fastball swung on it. It's grounded into the 6-hole, fielded by Mizuno. He's going to fire to first, and he's going to be able to retire Kobayashi. That's a ground out 6-3 as he gets his opposite number for the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, for Mune, he is 0 for 1 tonight. He grounded to the pitcher. Our friend Troy says being busy is good, right? Yeah, it's got its moments. There's been, listen, that's what we sign up for. We want to be busy. The unfortunate part is that it cuts into our entertainment time, which would be this. But you got to take it while it's there. Here comes the first pitch to the left-handed hitting Mune. It's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Our friend Victor in the house tonight, he says he's got the Buffaloes on money line. And personally, I would have had the Fighters at the outset in this one with the pitching matchup and everything else the way it was laid out. I didn't take anything tonight as the 0-1 pitch is on the way. There's a breaking ball missing outside. The count is now 1-1. Nick says the Ito puffball in the Olympics was interesting. Yeah, really loads up the rosin on his hand, and then when the ball comes, it just starts to go poof. As we said, the other pitcher for the Lions, Tetsuya Imai, is one of those ones as well. There's a breaking ball that drops in for a called strike, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Mune. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jason says, I'll be here if somehow the Bees make the playoffs. Well, they're going to have to go on a run. That's all there is to it between now and the end of the season. And if the manager Nakajima stops tinkering with his lineup and just lays the group out there every night like the Hawks usually do, then he's got a chance. But he just likes to play different lineups every single night. I don't know how the players can get rhythm. But it's worked for the last 3 years, so I guess you keep doing with what you're doing. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Monet. 2 gone here in the last half of the 4th. The Buffaloes already have 3 on the board. As Monet waggling the bat here, waiting on the 2-2 pitch from Ito. Ito gets his sign and he works himself into the motion. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses down. It's now 3-2 to Monet. Our friend Jason says the Hawks are just different this year. Yeah, it's almost like 2015 Fukuoka, the way they're playing. They're just so solid. I have to say, I think the window for their offense in a lot of ways is starting to close. I would say the next couple of years, they're going to have some runs. Fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count remains at 3-2. And to think about it, they're doing it without Kodai Senga. Senga, of course, leaving for the New York Mets before last season, was a major component of their pitching staff, and their staff really right now hasn't skipped a beat. They are in pretty good stead, plus their bullpen, one of the best in the NPB. Here's the 3-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it is a fastball swung on. It is lined right to the glove of the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. And that is going to do it as Monet has gone for the 3rd out of the inning, but there's been damage done and lots of it here in the 4th. 3 runs on the benefit of 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left aboard. We're now through 4 complete. Your score is the Buffaloes 4 and the Fighters 1. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back for the top of the 5th when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here is our friend Matt Hollis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody. A little late getting back into the saddle as it's the 9-1-2 hitters ready to go. Mizuno, Asama, and Isobata, the first 2 pitches that were delivered to Mizuno, a breaking ball taken for a called strike, a fastball line foul down the left field line has put him in the hole at 0-2 as the right-hander Yamashita delivers a breaking ball that is swung on and tap foul over on the first base side. I said breaking ball, but it was actually a split finger pitch. It moves really 12-6 the way his does, and it looks like it is a breaking ball. Get it out of the hand sometimes is a little bit of a challenge. So no balls and 2 strikes. It remains here to Mizuno. As the right-hander Yamashita ready to go again. Here comes the pitch. Fastball that just misses outside at 97. The count now goes to 1-2. I think if I was there, I know they threw the fastball outside. I think I probably would have come under the hands at that speed to see if he could blow up the hands of Mizuno. And then maybe went soft away, but I don't know if Yamashita's really got anything soft that he can kind of throw for a strike. But there's a fastball that is inside and swung on and missed, and Mizuno's in the books for out number 1. If our count is correct, that would be strikeout number 8 here for the Buffalo's right-hander. As he had 2 in the first, 1 in the second, 3 in the third, and then 1 in the fourth, and now 1 in the fifth. So 8 it is in the books here for the right-hander. And now Yamashita ready to face the top of the order in Daiki Asama. Asama 0 for 1 officially tonight, struck out looking in the first, and he had a sacrifice fly driving in the fighter's only run in inning number 2. As Yamashita delivers a breaking ball, I'll take it for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. No balls and 1 strike. Fighters tied for second place with the Marines, who are in action here tonight. There's a fastball swung on, and it's grounded softly foul just past the bag at first base. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. We're talking about the Hawks, and the Hawks and the Marines are playing one another tonight. It is a 1-0 game already in the top of the 6th inning at the PayPay Dome. They are leading the Marines. Game in Nagoya is underway. Bottom of the 3rd inning, it is the Tigers and the Dragons locked up at 1. There's a split-finger pitch swung on and missed. And it is Mori who has to retrieve it and then throw to first. It's going to be a strikeout, 2-3 on the putout, as that will retire Asama for the 2nd out of the inning. That's going to bring up the center fielder in Ryota Isobata. Well, for Isobata, he is officially 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking and lined out to left in his 2 trips to the plate. Now you got to start thinking that they're going to be hoping that Yamashita is going to be out of this ball game pretty quick, because after that calamity of inning 1 and 2 where he walked 4 batters in the first 2 innings, so that fastball's swung on and lifted foul down the left field line, and the count is 0-1 to Isobata. The last 3 innings, it's been a different kettle of fish. He has 6 strikeouts of the 8 outs. There was a ground out, and caught stealing was Manami. There's a fastball swung on, and it's fouled off the glove of Tomoya Mori, and the count now goes to 0-2 on Isobata. But when he is around the zone, he is dominating right now the fighter hitters. Overpowering, overmatched when he can throw strikes. So no balls and 2 strikes to Isobata. 2 gone here in the top of the 5th inning. Fighters trailing 4-1. Is the right-hander ready to go again? He kicks and he delivers. Fastball swung on, lifted into left field, moving over towards the foul line. With plenty of room to make the catch is Akita, and that is going to do it as the Fighters go in order here again in inning number 5. No runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, and nobody left the board. I'm not sure what they said to Yamashita, but the renaissance continues as unconventionally he has now retired 12 in a row. We'll be right back in just a few. Buffalo's coming to bat in their half of the bottom of the 5th. 4-1 is the score. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us here tonight. We'll be right back after this. back, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on your Saturday night or early Sunday morning, wherever you're at in North America. It is going to be the 9-1-2 hitters to come to bat for the Buffaloes in the bottom half of inning number 5. Kita, and Nishino to come to bat to face the right-hander Ito, who is set to come on for his 5th inning of work. Our friend Brian says, can the fighters hit the ball, please? Well, tell you, with Yamashita now locking in and throwing strikes, it's going to be difficult. So they're going to have to chase him here in another inning or so. First pitch on the way. It's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep left center field. Moving back with plenty of room and space to make the catch is Asama. And Akita is gone for the first out of the inning here in inning number 5. And that's going to bring up the top of the order in Ryota Kita. Walfer says that the Dragons are now 3-1 up on the Tigers. I'll have to go and take a peek at that one. The game is at the Vantolin Dome, and you are correct. It is 3-1 in the bottom of the 3rd. Just as a reminder, for those of you who are new here, we do like to tell everybody about the Japanese halftime, as there's a fastball that comes under the hands for a called strike. The count's 0-1 to Kita. Kita 0 for 2, struck out both times tonight against the right-hander Ito. The halftime is it's about a 4 or 5 minute break. They get the drinks break for the officials. They come out and tidy up the field. As there is a breaking ball swung on and fouled away. The count now goes to 0-2 on Kita. Cole Fish in the house. He says Buffalo's at -4.5. Well, I'm not sure about that, but certainly by attacking the pitcher Ito as they've done tonight, could give himself that chance to hit that number. I would not bet that before the game. That's for certain. There's a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Kita's in the book for the 3rd time tonight via the strikeout. He's gone for the 2nd out of the inning, and that'll bring up the second baseman Masahiro Nishino. So interestingly enough, we've got 3 strikeouts here, as Kita has been the one only to strike out tonight. Our friend Nick says, what are we going to see in Japan this time? Well, the first 2 games I'm going to see will be the Giants and the Swallows at the Jingu Stadium. That's going to be a week Tuesday and a week Wednesday. Already looking, they got a lot of thunderstorms in the area. Can hardly wait for that. Then on the Thursday and the Friday, I am going to try to go to Chiba on both of those nights. So there's a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. I believe it would be Chiba and the Lions. First time I'd ever been to either of those stadiums, so I really want to knock them off. And then I have never seen Fukuoka play, and they would be the game on Friday night. Then on Saturday, it would be the Fighters and the Lions. And if I so am inclined, I would probably do the Sunday game as well. Have to wait and see what the pitching matchup is. Fastball swung on and fouled away. 0-2 to Nishino. And then on the Tuesday, it would be the Carp and the Bay Stars in Yokohama. I'm going to skip the Wednesday game, and I don't think as of right now there are any Monday games scheduled in the Tokyo area, although that is subject to change because of rainouts. As we're getting later in the year, sometimes they will make up some games. As there's a breaking ball that misses outside, the count is 1-2. I think Monday, that first Monday in September, I think Tohoku is playing somebody. So there will be Monday Night Baseball somewhere. Who knows? Maybe if that's the case, maybe I can find a TV feed and watch it. But I don't think I'll get anything from my hotel with regards to the Tohoku Rakuten Golden Eagles. Here's the 1-2 pitch. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted foul down the left field line. And the count remains at 1-2 to Nishino. So basically, as far as teams are concerned, then after I knock off the Hawks this year, then the only team I would have never seen live will be Tohoku. I haven't seen the Golden Eagles play at all. And there would only be 4 stadiums I haven't been to, as there is a split finger pitch lifted foul down the left field line. I've not been to Fukuoka to the PayPay Dome. I've not been to Nagoya to the Vantolin Dome. That game also, I could maybe squeeze that one in, but I think just the cost of the train, I'm not getting a JR pass this time, a little bit further. Our friend Andre says, where do you stream the Hawks games live? Typically right here on this channel. We will stream them here for you and for your liking, but nothing here tonight, just the updates. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the pitch is on the way, it is a breaking ball swung on. It's going to hang up on the line to the second baseman, Kamikawa Kabata. And Nishino is going to be gone for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here in inning number 5. The Buffaloes go quietly. They go the Buffaloes go quietly 1-2-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We're through 5 complete. It is the Buffaloes 4, the Fighters 1. As we said, it's going to be Japanese halftime. Here are some of the highlights from our last time we were there last summer. So hang tight, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. We're going to get our drink. We're going to get something to eat. And we'll be back with inning number 6 after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are going to be going to the top of the 6th inning here in just a few, as we'll give you a quick little rundown of what's happened so far in this one. The Fighters opened the scoring in the 2nd inning when Daigo Kamikawa Kabata led off with a walk. And it was Chusei Minami drawing a walk, and Yua Tamiya had bunted for a base hit. He was originally sacrificing, but ended up loading the bases. After Tatsuki Mizuno struck out, up stepped Daiki Asama, who hit a deep fly ball to left field, and that cashed in the first run of the ball game for the Fighters as they led early 1-0. Well, the Buffaloes responded in their half of the 2nd inning. With 2 out, Yutaro Sugimoto deposited his first homer of the night into straightaway center field. That locked the score up at 1. Buffaloes added to 3 more runs in the 4th inning. With 1 out, it was a walk to Tomoya Mori, a single by Leandro Cedeno, and it was Yutaro Sugimoto all over again as he cranked a 3-run homer to left field. And that is where we are right now, a 4-1 lead for the Buffaloes as we're heading to the top half of the 6th inning. Originally, we thought this was going to be an interesting night for Yamashita. He has really settled down. He walked 4 batters in the first 2 innings. And then it's been a strikeout machine here tonight, as it is by our counts that he has 9 strikeouts in this one, if we are doing our math correctly, and that is where we stand. Our friend Nick says he was at the Swallows and Giants matchup when he was there, saw the Jingu Stadium. He said the food was great. That was one of the things last year that it really caught me off guard a little bit, is that the food is pretty much fresh. Like, I've never really been to stadiums in North America where you run out of food, unless it's late in the year and they don't, maybe the last home stand and they don't want to save anything. And, but North America, we freeze things, and certainly everything is pretty much made fresh, and they don't really want to throw stuff out. So when you go to the games, you'll sometimes have noodles or different types of stuff that will sell out. And when it's gone, and you got no choice. So in a way, that's kind of a good thing, because everything is being prepared fresh on the daily. So that was kind of a neat experience. I remember one time here a number of years ago in Vancouver, there was a woman who was kind of the general manager, and she became known as the hot dog lady because they ran out of hot dogs on opening day in Vancouver. And that was pretty crazy. How do you run out of hot dogs on opening day? Well, we do have a pitching change to announce, as it's going to be Hiroshi Suzuki coming in. The right-hander is making his 22nd appearance of the year, as the starter Shinpita Yamashita's night is over. He probably gave the Buffaloes more than they thought in the first couple innings. So that is where we stand here, as it'll be the right-hander Suzuki coming on in relief. Other thing too is other than the tickets that I have for the Tuesday-Wednesday game, I didn't buy any of my other tickets in advance. Last year, I think the only stadium I shouldn't say, there's been actually a few stadiums I didn't get to. I saw the Hanshin Tigers play last year. I didn't see them play at the Koshin Stadium. That was the only stadium I couldn't get tickets for, either day of the game or in advance. As the first pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1 to Yu Yunji. And the trick of the trade is that when you do go to Japan, especially when you go to the Lions games, Lions, you can get game day tickets. You can get a lot of game day tickets around. Is you got to show up 3 hours before the game, and so that's 3 o'clock in the afternoon when the tickets go on sale. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field, and this ball is going to get down for a base hit. That was kind of weird. I don't know if it hits something or not, but the way that the right fielder, Ryoto Kita had come to the ball, it looked like he was going to make a play on it. And the next thing you know, the ball just died in front of him, and it bounced in. I don't know what he thought, but that's going to be a base hit here for Gunji. That's going to bring up the first baseman, Kataro Kiyomiya. Very strange. I thought he might have maybe thought that there was more life in that ball, but it really just came off the end of the bat and bounced in a good 30 feet in front of him. Well, Kiyomiya tonight is officially 0 for 1. He has struck out and walked in his 2 trips to the plate, as he bats here from the left side against the right-handed throwing Suzuki. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into deep right field. This ball could be trouble, but it's going to be caught just on the warning track. But another adventurous play there by the right fielder, Kita, who went back on the ball, and then the next thing you know, he had to come in a bit on it. Like he may have overran it. We're going to look at the replay there. Whatever it is, he's fighting the backdrop in the Kyocera Dome. So that's the first out of the inning. So Kita having a rough night at the plate as he struck out 3 times and having a little bit of an adventure in right field here to start the 6th inning. That brings Franmil Reyes to the plate. Reyes 0 for 2 tonight, grounded to second and struck out in his 2 plate appearances against Yamashita. And the first pitch on the way here to the Franimal. As Suzuki delivers, it's a fastball that misses down. Count is quickly 1-0. 1 ball and no strikes. And on top of the games, as I mentioned about when you get a chance to go to the games in Japan, and you go 3 hours early. I was able to get tickets for pretty much everybody. The Carp, Bay Stars, Giants, everybody I got my tickets for were in the 3 hours before the game, and we were able to load up. Split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2. Or sorry, check that, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike to Reyes. So getting game day tickets, never really an issue, as I said, outside of the Cochin where we struck out there big time. I'm going to try to, next year, be able to get to the Cochin. I'll spend a little bit more time in Osaka in the western part of the country. There's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. And another one's going to drop in front of Kita. Oh, boy, it's like a magnet out there. He is definitely having problems with the roof or with the backdrop, and that's going to be a base hit single. So now we've got runners at first and second. And ultimately, in a lot of ways, I would think that they should be out of this inning. He was racing in, and then he threw on the brakes. So runners at first and second here, and that's going to bring up the second baseman, Daigo Kamikawa-Kabata. I always say the ball will always find the weakest link. It'll be like a magnet. It'll keep going there. And right now, it is showing up that Kita is having a bit of an issue out there. But instead of Kamikawa-Kabata, we're going to have a pinch hitter. And why not in this situation? It's going to be Ariel Martinez, as the big fella is coming off the bench here to hit. So Martinez in for Kamikawa-Kabata. As he digs himself in here on the right side, ready to face Suzuki. Tying run here at the plate for the Fighters in the top of the 6th inning. Suzuki checks the runner at second. And now he delivers. It's a split finger pitch down. They appeal to the first base umpire, but they say Martinez didn't go. Oh boy, he was fortunate there. Looked like from our camera angle that he may have went around. Brian says 2 outs. Nope, there's only 1 gone right now. Runner at second, Gunji. Runner at first, Reyes. Martinez at the plate. He does not run particularly well, so he is a double play candidate. Zay said it would be nice to get that back with a 3-run homer. Well, you got to get 1 before you get 3, so any way you can get a run here would be a benefit for the Fighters. Here's the pitch. Fastball swung on, fouled off right at home plate, and the count is 1-1 to Martinez. Boy, that one came up and hit Tomoya Mari right in the non-throwing elbow. Absolutely no protection there for the backstop of the Buffaloes. Our friend John in the house tonight, he's pumping for a Martinez home run. Oddly enough, didn't get the start in last night's game, didn't get the start in tonight's game either. Martinez generally a stabilizing force in the lineup. Here's a pitch. It's a breaking ball taken for a called strike. Oh, Suzuki got the call. He missed his spot. They set up outside. Mori had to... Mori got chicken winged on that one. But the home plate umpire still gave him the call, and Martinez looked down in a little bit of disbelief, letting the home plate umpire know that he thought he was wrong. It's a problem. You can't reward the pitcher for missing his spot, unless, of course, it's going to be a robot umpire in a few years. Then it's not going to know the difference. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. As the right-hander delivers, it is a breaking ball swung on. It's going to be grounded through the 6-hole into left field. Coming up and firing it home, but it's going to get cut off is the left fielder Akita, and it is going to be the Fighters. An RBI pinch hit single here by Martinez, and that's going to cut the lead to 4-2 as it's going to bring Gunji home with the second run of the ball game. Stopping at second will be the Franmil Reyes. That is now going to put runners again at first and second with 1 gone, and it's going to bring up, or scheduled to bring up, Chusei Minami. Well, for Minami tonight, he is officially 1 for 1. He's also drawn a walk, but I think we're going to have ourselves a pitching change as the manager, Nakajima, has seen enough. Ariel Martinez night is done. He's coming out because he's going to get a pinch runner, and we're going to take a timeout to try to get caught up on this. The Fighters have just scored to make it 4-2. One gone here in the top of the sixth inning. Hang around, everybody. We'll be right back in just a few. We've got ourselves a ball game cooking now. It is 4-2 for the Buffaloes when we return right after this.
Swagger down the street with your red lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die. Hey, swing those hips around. Can't stop, roll back down. My lady, short, tall, thin or wide, always down and ready to ride.
Welcome back, everybody. We have ourselves a pitching change. It is going to be the former fighter coming into the ball game. It is going to be Kosei Yoshida, as he is going to try to slam the door. Kosei Yoshida is one of my favorite stories, probably in the last 5 years, as he was a Koshin god. It was unbelievable. He was the first overall pick in the NPB draft by the Fighters a few years ago. Kosei Yoshida, the 23-year-old, it seems like he's been around forever, but he really hasn't. He was, I say a Koshin god is, he had thrown something crazy like 700 and some odd pitches in about a 10-day window. And he ended up being the number one pick. And sometimes that's not always a good thing when some of these players, they have their great stardom in high school and then they get into the pros. And he started his career with the Hokkaido Nippon-Ham fighters, and he really wasn't, I don't want to say really, it was maybe more hype than anything else. Unfortunately for Yoshida, he ended up, or maybe fortunately, got traded to the Orix Buffaloes, and he has enjoyed himself a resurgence in his own career. So it is runners at first and second, one gone here, and coming to the bat is Chusei Manami as the right-hander ready to go. And he's not a big fella. He's only about 5'8". The first pitch is a breaking ball swung on. It is grounded over to Mune at third. He goes to second for one, back to first, and it's going to be an inning-ending double play. Oh, Yuma Mune, absolute web gem. Unbelievable play by the third baseman of the Buffaloes as he slides to his knees and makes the throw. So with one pitch, he gets 2 outs, does Yoshida, as it retires the pinch runner at second base for the second out of the inning. And Manami on the tail end. Well, they get 1 run in the inning on the benefit of 3 hits. There was no errors, and there was 1 runner left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the sixth inning. Your score is the Buffaloes 4, the Fighters 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back with the call in just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for listening in on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel here tonight. We'll be right back in just a few. We've got ourselves a 4-2 ball game. We're moving to the bottom of the sixth inning. We'll be back just a couple moments. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Hang tight, everybody. Welcome back, everybody. It was an unbelievable play by the third baseman, Yuma Mune, who has kind of had a game tonight at the plate and in the field. But boy, did that make up for it in a big-time way as he had fallen to his knees, moving to his left. Made a great throw to second to start the double play, and that is how the Buffaloes were able to get out of that inning. Kosei Ishida throwing one pitch to get 2 outs. So here we go. Here comes Kai Nakagawa to the plate, and he takes a first pitch breaking ball for a called strike. The count's 0-1. Nakagawa, Mori, and Cedeno to come to bat here, as we do have a change at second base, as the Fighters have turned to Kaz Ishii, as he is in the ball game now. Kazunori Ishii, the new second baseman, replacing Daigo Kamikawa. The first pitch there, the second pitch, taken outside. The count is 1-1 to Nakagawa. Just making our notes here as Kazunori Ishii is in at the second base position. Fastball swung on it, has popped up down the right field line, moving back. Underneath it is the first baseman Kiyomiya. He's going to make the catch in fair territory, and that will retire Nakagawa for the first out of the inning. So 1 Buffalo up and 1 Buffalo down here in the 6th. It's going to bring up the catcher Tomoya Mori. Our friend John is asking questions about how we watch it here. Some of the guys will help you with some of that stuff in the chat. We usually go through it on some of the nights that we have here, and I'll try to fit you in when it doesn't disrupt the continuity of the game. That is one way you can watch it on the QQ, so you have to navigate through the Chinese scroll. So here comes the first pitch to Tomoya Mori, and it's a split finger pitch, swung on and missed. Count is quickly 0-1. Mori tonight 0 for 1. He grounded to short. He walked and scored a run as he was brought home on the 3-run homer by Yataro Sugimoto. So no balls and 1 strike to Mori. Fastball misses outside, and the count is 1-1. It also depends on what country you're in. Will also dictate a little bit where you can watch the games or listen to the games. So we are not in the United States, but sometimes people in the States can get things that we can't get here. There's a fastball that misses inside, and the count goes to 2-1 on Mori. So 2 balls and 1 strike. So depending upon it, our American friends can definitely get a lot of different things. There's a breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted to deep right field. This ball could be trouble, and this ball is gone. A home run for Tomoya Mori. And just like that, the Buffaloes have got the run back that they gave up in the last half inning. A solo shot to right field off the bat of Tomoya Mori. His second home run in as many nights. That's going to give him his 9th on the year as he finishes his round trip around the bases. So Mori has just increased the lead to 5-2. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Leandro Cedeno. You got to say, Tomoya Mori swinging the hot stick as of late. He just keeps inching up in batting average as well, really swinging a hot stick. So Cedeno steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 2 tonight. He's got a single. He's scored a run, and he's flown to center. The first pitch from Ito is a fastball swung on and missed. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Troy says, Orix answers, yeah, they come right back. And Zay points out that he hit it to somebody with a Mori jersey, too. That's pretty funny. Fastball fouled away. I didn't pick that up. The count is 0-2 to Cedeno. Well, you got to give him a souvenir. Our friend Bookie Sosa says he's still got faith that they can come back and win by 2, but yeah, well, I got to tell you, keep the faith. It's going to be a hard one here tonight. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. It's a fastball blown right by Cedeno, and he's in the books for the second out of the inning. So 2 gone, and that brings up Yataro Sugimoto to the plate, who has homered in each of his first 2 at-bats. That'd be a trivia question that I don't have the answer to, or at least I don't have anything in front of me, and maybe our friend Zay would be able to answer this. Or maybe not, because it would be a Buffalo. Who is the last player to homer 3 times in a game off of the Fighters pitching. Well, that looks like it's going to be the end of the night for Hiromi Ito. They're not going to let him be the third time the charm for Yataro Sugimoto. The big boss, Shinjo, not going to let him face him again. So his night is over. We're going to have a pitching change. Hang tight, everybody. We appreciate you guys for hanging with us here. A 5-2 scoreline and now for the Buffaloes on the home run by Tomoya Mori. We'll be right back in just a moment. Appreciate you guys for listening in here tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a few.
Well, you've got to have an ace in the hole, a little secret that nobody knows. Life is a gamble, a game we all play, but you've got to save something for a rainy day. You've got to learn to play your cards right if you expect to win in life. Don't put it all on the line for just one roll. You've got to have an ace in the hole.
Welcome back, everybody. We have a pitching change as it is going to be the right-hander Tsubasa Nabatame coming into the ballgame. As he is going to be taking over here for Hiromi Ito in the 6th inning. So Nabatame making his 33rd appearance of the year. He's got himself a ERA 3.48. So Nabatame on in relief of Hiromi Ito. He's just completing his tosses here as we are making our notes and updating our stuff. And he, as we said, is going to be set to face Yataro Sugimoto, who has already torched the Buffalo or the Fighters pitching for 2 home runs tonight and driven in 4 of the 5 runs. It has been the offense of the Buffaloes and their power tonight that has been on display. With the 2 home runs tonight by Sugimoto, that gives him 7 on the year. The home run by Mori gives him 9. And of course, Leandro Cedeno entered the game tonight with 9. So starting to put a little bit of beef and some pop into the lineup here for the Buffaloes. So let's see what Yataro Sugimoto has in mind here. He's raised his season average up to 217. The first pitch is a fastball that misses upstairs, and the count is quickly a 1-0 to Sugimoto. So 1 ball and no strikes. Sugimoto steps out. He asks for time as he's not quite ready yet. Right-hander Nabatame goes to the rosin bag, and we're now going to get ourselves set to do this again. Here comes the 1-0 pitch as the right-hander kicks and fires. It is a fastball ripped foul down the left field line, and the count is 1-1. Might as well pitch to him. Keeping our eye on the out-of-town scoreboard, as we mentioned the other games that are underway. Still a 1-0 ball game for the Hawks over the Marines. That's in the bottom of the 7th. The Dragons have extended their lead. It's 7-2 now over the Tigers. That is in the bottom of the 4th inning. So that fastball misses outside. It is now 2-1. That last pitch was at 96 miles an hour on the gun. Buffalo fans in good form for this one. That was another thing, too. I don't know if our friend Nick is still there. There's a fastball swung on. This is lifted into left field, moving over underneath it, and making the grab is Isama, and that is going to retire Sugimoto. He just missed that one, and he is going to be gone for out number 3, and it looks like that Nakajima is coming out of the dugout. So maybe with Kosei Yoshida, maybe his one pitch, a double play ball is going to be the end of the night for him. We'll see if there is changes coming when we come back. But there was 1 run in the inning on the home run by Tomoya Mori. 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left the board. Your score as we now move to the top of the 7th inning. The first 2/3 of the ball game are in the books. It is 5-2 for the Buffaloes. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back after this. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Here's our friend Steve Rademacher. We haven't heard from him tonight. Give him a chance to have a listen to him a little bit later after the show.
This is Steve Rademacher, and I'd like to introduce you to my channel if you haven't seen it before. These are all the things I enjoy: sports, autographs, relics, non-sports Hall of Famers, pseudo-sports, Star Wars. That's my channel name and my name, and I would really appreciate it if you would come check me out and maybe even subscribe if you like it. Thank you for that for now, and back to your ball game.
We'll be right back in just a few, everybody. It's a 5-2 Buffalo lead. We'll be back after this. Welcome back, everybody. The Buffaloes are going to their bullpen. That was not quite a hard, difficult night there for Kosei Yoshida. One pitch, and he gets a double play ball. Now they're going to a left-hander. It's going to be Nobuyushi Yamada as he is coming out of the pen to take over here. Be the fourth pitcher used tonight by the Buffaloes. One would have to think that they are probably going to be emptying the tank. They do get tomorrow off, as it is going to be Nobuyushi Yamada on in relief, and he is going to be set to face the 8, 9, and 1 hitters in the batting order. Also coming into play at first base in replacement of Leandro Cedeno, it is going to be Taishi Haruka. Pretty sure he will just slot right in the batting order for the big fella Cedeno, as the first pitch is a fastball swung on, is popped up behind home plate. That ball is going to drift into the seats, and the count is quickly 0-1 to Tamiya. Tamiya, Mizuno, and Asama slated to come to bat here, but it is not Tamiya, actually. It is going to be Go Matsumoto who is here. We are just trying to update ourselves. So Go Matsumoto into pinch hit. We'll have to keep our eye if he stays in the ball game or if Ryota Isobata will be removed on the old double switch. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball carves the plate in half, and the count now goes to 0-2. Matsumoto was a starter in last night's ball game, as he was 0 for 4 in that one. We were talking that he has been picking up the pace a little bit this year, swinging much better, but certainly not in last night's ball game. Here comes the 0-2, as the lefty delivers a fastball that just misses down, and the count now goes to 1-2 on Matsumoto. Curious to see how the Buffaloes might consider to close this one off tonight. Last night they used Perdomo in the 8th, and was it Munoz or Machado? I can't remember, the fella Andres Machado, who they used in the 9th inning. So I wonder if they'll stay with that again here tonight. Here's the 1-2. Fastball swung on it is going to be looped softly over to the right side, right to Haruka at first base. So he enters the ball game, and he gets some action as Matsumoto is going to be gone for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the shortstop Tetsuki Mizuno. Well, for Mizuno tonight, he has been wonderful defensively, made some great plays, but at the plate he is 0 for 2, and both have been strikeouts. So he is going to be facing the lefty Yamada here for the first time. Or maybe not. Actually, we got a pinch hitter here as well. Boy, it's pinch hit city coming in here. They're emptying the bench. This is going to be Taiki Narama. So Narama into pinch hit, and the first pitch is a breaking ball that misses down and in. Now my scorecard officially looks like a coloring book, as Taiki Narama is head the count at 1-0. There's a fastball swung on, and this is going to be lifted foul into the seats. And the count now goes to 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, appreciate everybody who's jumped in and listened to us tonight. And as we said, we'll post our game fairly quickly as what we're going to call next week. That will be on Friday night, so hopefully you guys can come on in and let us entertain you for that one, as there's a fastball swung on. It's popped up into shallow right field. Moving back on it is the second baseman calling off the right fielder. That's going to be Nishino. He's told Kita to get away, as he's going to be able to make that catch. He's going to retire Narama for the second out of the inning. It'll bring the top of the order, or at least it's slated to bring the top of the order, in Daiki Asama to the plate. So let's see if we're going to have a pinch hitter here or not. Stay tuned. No, it is going to be Asama coming up. Asama is officially 0 for 2 tonight. He's struck out twice, but he did hit a sac fly that brought home the first run for the Fighters back in inning number 2. His average has dropped to 277 on the year, homer and 5 runs batted in. So a lefty matchup, as the first pitch from Yamada is a fastball that misses up and away, and the count is quickly 1-0. So 1 ball and no strikes. As we mentioned, we're going to take a look to see what next week would actually bring in terms of competitiveness. Fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right center field. Moving over is Nakagawa. He calls Kita off, and that's probably a good decision as well, as Asama's going to be gone for the third out of the inning, and the Fighters are now running out of outs. It looks like we're going to have a pitching change as the big boss is making his way out of the dugout. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. We are now moving to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be the bottom third of the order coming to bat for the Buffaloes, and we'll be back when we return after this. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight. Here is our friend Steve Rademacher. As we said, go to check him out after the game, as he's got all kinds of crazy and wild stuff to keep you entertained.
Hello, guys. Thank you for joining Freddie here on his baseball game. And I'm Steve Rademacher, and my channel is really all about everybody, including all my international friends. We have such stuff as non-sport packs from Canada, the OP Cheese. We have the Greek Freak. We have money from around the world. We have Lira. We have Yen. We have francs. We have pounds. We have Deutschmarks. We have all kinds of cool stuff like that. We even have some cooler things like Japanese women wrestlers and OPG baseball cards where I cannot read the back. We even have unopened material like the royal family, I know it's backwards, from London, England. Thank you for watching. Back to Freddie.
Appreciate you there, Steve, and the support you give to our channel. In turn, we support Steve Rademacher. Be sure to check him out once this game is finished. As we said, he's got all kinds of crazy stuff on his channel. Well, we do have a pitching change. We're just waiting for the confirmation to come in as the Fighters are going to the bullpen. It is a 5-2 lead here for the Buffaloes as they come to bat in the last half of inning number 7. It's been an entertaining game here tonight. A little bit of pitching, a little bit of defense, some offense at times. So here we are ready to go. It is going to be a left-hander here for the Fighters. It's going to be number 25, Naoki Miyanishi, making his 17th appearance of the year. It'll be Kobayashi, Mune, and Ikeda slated to come to bat here. The third pitcher used tonight by the Fighters. So Miyanishi is on in relief, and the first pitch is a fastball delivered for a called strike. The count is quickly 0-1 to Kobayashi. Kobayashi tonight is 1 for 2. He's got a single in 2 trips. He's also grounded out to the shortstop. As the lefty ready to deliver again, he kicks and he fires. It's a slow breaking ball, waved at and missed. And now Miyanishi is ahead in the count at 0-2. Getting into the deep water here as the Buffaloes enjoying a 5-2 lead. Breaking ball misses down and away, and the count goes to 1-2 on Kobayashi. Fighters, as we said, running out of outs. They're going to have to start manufacturing something in the next inning. They're going to have the 2, 3, and 4 sticks coming to the plate. Here's the 1-2 pitch as the lefty kicks and delivers. Fastball that is down, but they say that Kobayashi couldn't hold up his swing as he checks his swing, but not enough to not make it a strike, and he is going to be down on strikes for the first out of the inning. We'll get a look at the replay of that one, and I don't know. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, that would be a strikeout in the books. He's gone for out number 1. That'll bring up the third baseman, Yuma Mune. Well, Mune tonight has dazzled us, not with the bat, but with his glove. Especially get that double play in the last half inning or the inning before. And the first pitch is a fastball swung on and grounded foul over on the first base side. The count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike. Mune hitting from the left side here against the left-handed throwing Miyanishi. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on. It's grounded right to the first baseman, Kiyomiya. He's easily going to win the race to the bag. That's going to be a ground out to 3 for the second out of the inning. It's going to bring up the left fielder, Ryoma Ikeda. Well, for Ikeda, he's officially 0 for 2 tonight. He's grounded to third and flown to left. We'll keep our eyes to see if he's going to get pinched hit for it sometime, but no, Ikeda is still going to be left in the ball game here. And the first pitch on the way is a breaking ball. Take it for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. Ikeda's average has dropped to 190 on the campaign. And he's got nothing across the slash line. Here comes the pitch. Breaking ball swung on. This ball is lifted into shallow left field. Coming hard, sliding, and making the catch is the left fielder Asama, and that is going to do it. That's going to be a 1-2-3 inning here for the Buffaloes in their half of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. They go quietly as we move to the 8th. It is a 5-2 lead for the Buffaloes. Stick around, everybody. I'm sure we got a pitching parade still to continue. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for jumping in with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back in just a bit.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste. Hey, I hope you guys have been enjoying the game. My name is Hollis. I've got a YouTube channel called Another Hollis Build. I love baseball cards. I open up brand new product for you guys. I open up old stuff. I do breaks. I do auctions. All kinds of stuff concerning baseball. I'm Friars faithful, Padres to the end. I also love Garbage Pail Kids and my animals. I have a ton of animals. It's like a mini petting zoo here around my house. I also love my city. San Diego, baby. I'll take you all around the city and show you what's up. If you guys dig stuff like that, cruise on over and check it out. It's Another Hollis Build. If you dig it, subscribe. I'd really appreciate to have more follow me along on the journey. Hey, either way, you guys have a wonderful day or a beautiful, beautiful evening. No matter which one it is, make sure that you make it great, my friends. Big up Last Raps Baseball. Yeah, Freddie, let's go. One love and peace. Yeah, man.
Welcome back, everybody, and we appreciate Matt Hollis, who is a supporter of our channel. They are going to the bullpen yet again, as the Buffaloes are going to be calling upon a right-hander to come in. This is going to be Suryo Kodajima, as he is going to be taking over here for the Buffaloes. He's going to be the 5th pitcher used tonight by the manager, Nakajima. So Suryo Kodajima on in relief, as he is going to be part of this pitching parade here. Well, the other arms, I'm just wondering where they are gone to, as they haven't been able to do anything. At least Yuki Utagawa, who was a big pitcher last year, nowhere to be seen this year, at least more recently. And you think of some of the other arms that they've had in recent years. I believe it was Hitomi Honda's on the game sheet, but not in the lineup. We haven't really seen Honda. Higa's down in the minors. Kogita, another one. Iguchi, another one. A lot of players that were a big part of the group last year that are no longer part of it. So this is going to be Kotajima on in relief. And he is, as we said, facing Isobata for the first time. And he pitches a fastball taken on the inside corner for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Isobata tonight 0 for 3. He has struck out and flown to left twice. So officially 0 for 3 in this one. His average has dropped to 172 on the season. As the pitch is on the way, it is a fastball swung on and fouled away, and the count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Fighters need some instant runs here if they want to get back into this one, and certainly 1 or 2 runs here to at least cut the gap down to get a fighting chance to score some in the 9th. Here comes the 0-2 pitch as Isobata waits. And the pitch on the way is a fastball swung on and missed, and he is overmatched and overpowered. Fastball by Kotajima blows it right through him. He's gone for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up the third baseman, Yuya Gunji. Well, for Gunji tonight, he is officially 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. He's also walked and scored a run. So he bats here with 1 gone in the 8th. Kotajima works himself into the motion. He kicks and fires. It's a fastball taken for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Kitaro Kiyomiya waiting his turn on deck. 5-2, the Buffaloes have the lead here. As the Fighters are hitting in their half of inning number 8. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Fastball that just misses outside. The count goes even at 1-1. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Got to say, last night's game really went quick. I think it was only about 2 hours and 20 minutes, it seemed like. Tonight, the game is a little bit of a drag to it at times. Fastball misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 2-1. So 2 balls and a strike to the right-handed hitting Gunji. Kotajima ready to go again. That's the other part. The relievers come into the game, and it just slows the game down. Their tempo and their pace, not quite the same. Fastball swung on. It's popped up straight behind home plate. Giving chase is Mori, but he's going to watch it sail into the seats. Speaking of sailing into the seats, there's a lot of empty seats at the Kyocera Dome. Talked about this a little bit last night. Even when the Buffaloes have been playing good ball, lots of empty seats all the way around. The official attendance has not come down the pipe yet, but we'll give that to you when it does come. 5 runs, 5 hits, no errors for the Buffaloes, 2-5-0 for the Fighters. Both teams have played relatively clean defensive ball, other than the Buffalo right fielder struggling with balls in the air, as there was a fastball swung on. It's lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. The count remains at 2-2 to Gunji. New baseball given to Kotajima, and he's rubbed it up, ready to go here as the 2-2 pitch is ready to come. Gets his sign from Mori, works himself to the set position. Here comes the 2-2 offering. Kicks and fires. Fastball again swung on and again lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. Count remains at 2-2. Hawks have now doubled their lead against the Marines as they have a 2-0 lead. It's in the top of the 8th inning. Still 7-2 in the bottom of the 5th as the Dragons are giving it to the Tigers. Here comes the 2-2 offering as the right-hander fires. Fastball swung on and missed. Gunji in the books. He's gone for the second out of the inning and second via the strikeout. It's going to bring up the first baseman, Kitaro Kiyomiya. In about 90 minutes' time, it'll be the Eagles and the Lions. I'd like to tell you that we're going to stick around and do it, but that's probably not going to be the case tonight. And then it'll be the Bay Stars and the Giants from Yokohama and the Carp and the Swallows at the Jingu. That'll go off in about 2.5 hours' time. I can guarantee you this will be sawing logs by the time those games come around. Here comes the first pitch. It is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count's 0-1 to Kiyomiya. Kiyomiya 0 for 2 tonight, struck out and flown to right. He's also drawn a walk. Average has dropped to 264 on the year with his 8 homers and 31 runs driven in. As the pitch is on the way, it's a fastball swung on and missed. The count now goes to 0-2. So no balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Troy says, isn't that unusual for the NPB? I'm not sure what you were referencing, Troy, because I wasn't watching when you popped that in. Fastball misses inside, and the count goes to 1-2. Jason says, as you know, I cheer for the Dragons unless there is a bees or carp. Dragons are goated. Favorite jerseys. I liked their road jersey last year that I saw in Hiroshima, the dark blues. There's a fastball that is swung on, and it is hit foul on the first base side. Count remains at 1-2. Troy says the low attendance. It's the Buffaloes are probably the least supported team in the NPB. The Hanshin Tigers obviously are Osaka's team, if you ask most people. The Buffaloes, you can usually get tickets for the Buffaloes. In fact, when the road teams come in, maybe not including Hokkaido or Tohoku, the road teams really do travel well. In fact, I saw 2 games at the Kyocera Dome last year that did not involve the Buffaloes. It's a breaking ball that messes up and away. It was the Carp and the Giants. And if I'm not mistaken, if you go and you look at the schedule for next week, I think it's next week in Osaka at the Kyocera Dome. Or that's maybe not next week. It's the week after. It's the September 1st weekend. So there's a fastball swung on. This ball is lifted into right field. Drifting over and making the catches, Kita. I'll hold my thought on that and I'll come back and tell you. But there's neutral site games that'll be played there, and it won't even involve the Buffaloes, their home team. They're playing at Hodomoto Field, and other people are using their stadium. I'll get back to that in just a minute. Fighters go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left aboard. We are now moving to the bottom of the 8th inning. The big boss is making another change. We'll be back in just a few. 5-2, the Buffaloes have the lead. Appreciate you guys for hanging with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right back after these. Well, we got ourselves a 5-2 ball game. We'll be right back in just a few. The Buffaloes are coming to bat after this. Appreciate you guys for listening with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Welcome back, everybody. I was pointing out there's 3 games that are going to be played on the 20th, 21st, and 22nd of the month. It is going to be at the Kyocera Dome. It's going to be the Tigers will be calling it their home. They will be hosting the Swallows during that time. Remember, the Koshin is going on, the high school tournament that kicks the Tigers out of their stadium. So they pretty much have a 3-week road trip, but they are going to be playing some games in Osaka at the Kyocera Dome. We do have a pitching change, as it's going to be the left-hander Ryusuke Kawano coming on in relief. So Kawano is coming in here as he's going to be taking over. This is going to be pitcher number 4 here used by the Fighters. So Kawano on in relief here as the lefty kicks and delivers a first pitch fastball that misses down. Count is 1-0. It is Kita, Nishino, and Nakagawa to come to bat here at the bottom of the 8th inning. Lefty-lefty matchup. Kawano ready to deliver as he rocks into the windup and kicks and fires. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 1-1. So last year at the Kyocera Dome, I saw the Carp and the Giants as they had come in to take over and played a series there, which was kind of cool. Basically, it was about $8 or $9 a ticket, whatever it was I paid. It was 1,000 yen. So 1,000 yen would probably be in the neighborhood of about $7 US. As that pitch is a breaking ball taken for a called strike, and the count is 1-2. So when I look at the Kyocera Dome, that'll be on Tuesday the 3rd, Wednesday the 4th, as the Swallows and the Giants will be playing in Osaka. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count's 2-2. So let's think about it this way. It would be like the New York Yankees playing a homestand in Boston at Fenway Park. That's what it kind of boils down to. So the Emery Giants are playing a couple of their home games at the Kyocera Dome, and they will draw better than the Orix Buffaloes. That game will be sold out, especially playing the Swallows. Fastball swung on, grounded softly down the first baseline. It is fielded in fair territory by the first baseman Kiyomiya, and he's going to step on the bag. And the night for Kita continues to not be very good, as that's going to be a ground out to 3. He's out for the first out of the inning. 1 up and 1 away, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Masahiro Nishino. And it just happens to be that the Buffaloes are out of town. They're playing in Tohoku. They're playing the Golden Eagles. And then when they come back, they'll be at the Hodomoto Field playing the Saitama Sibu Lions. So that game will be taking place on Tuesday the 3rd, while their other home, or their main home at the Kyocera Dome, will be the Giants and the Swallows. So go figure. First pitch that was delivered to Nishino bounced up to the plate. It's 1-0 to him. Kawano ready to go again. Another lefty-lefty matchup as he rocks himself into the windup, kicks and delivers. It's a fastball that is swung on and missed, and the count is 1-1. Just to give you some perspective on Kawano, he looks like Nestor Cortez on steroids. When you think of Nestor Cortez, the way that he double clutches and double pumps, Kawano's got all kinds of shimmies and shakes. And now that time he hardly does anything as he quick pitches the left-handed hitting Nishino, and the count goes to 1-2. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's got all kinds of little gyrations, all kinds of little movements, double clutches, pauses. And here he does the double clutch and the pump. There's a breaking ball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Our friend Titus in the house tonight. We welcome you. Troy says it's like when the Dodgers go in to Chase Field in Phoenix. Yeah, I guess. Only problem is that they would be like the Dodgers playing the White Sox at Chase Field and not even getting the Diamondbacks there. And God is great says he's found the Calbee packs. That's good news. So by next weekend, I would think I should be finding the Calbee packs too, the Series 2. So picking up some Japanese cards and eating a lot of potato chips. Can hardly wait. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the lefty rocks and delivers. Pitch on the way is a breaking ball swung on and missed. They're going to have to fire down to first base to retire Nishino. That's a strikeout, 2-3. He's gone for the second out of the inning, and that'll leave it up to the center fielder, Kai Nakagawa. Our friend Titus in the house. What I'm going to try to do when I'm in Japan this time, I'm going to go on a bit of a mission. I'm going to start working on the 84, 85, and 86 Calbee sets. And so I want to see when I can pull out of those sets, see if I can work on. I think it would be just kind of fun, a little bit neat. As the pitch is a fastball swung on, it's taken on one hop by the shortstop Mizuno. He fires to first, and Nakagawa is in the books. The ground out 6-3. He's gone for the third out of the inning, and that will do it as the Buffaloes are gone in their half of the eighth inning. Well, it is the last inning for the Fighters. They got one more bats to try to do some damage as they're coming to bat here. We do have a pitching change as Nakajima is out to the mound again. So stay with us, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. It is a scoreline of 5-2 for the Buffaloes. We'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everybody. We are moving to the top of the ninth inning, and the Fighters are down to their last wraps. It is going to be Andres Machado coming in relief. We saw him close it out last night. Machado making his 43rd appearance of the year. He's got himself a 1.69 earned run average. He has been pretty much unhittable as he is slated to face Franmil Reyes. And then it'll be Kaz Ishii and Chusi Manami. And the first pitch is a fastball that misses down and away, and the count is 1-0 to the Franimal. Looks like we have a replacement at second base, as it's going to be Kosei Osato, who is replacing Masahiro Nishino. As the right-hander kicks and delivers, it is a split finger pitch swung on and missed. Count is 1-1 to Reyes. Reyes tonight is 1 for 3. He's got a single in 3 trips. He struck out and grounded out his other 2 times to the plate. So they're going to need some instant offense here if they are going to get on the board and try to make a game of it. Fastball misses inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. I'm always curious to see how pitchers do on back-to-back nights, and no different here as Machado has to go on back-to-back. No rest here. He gets to rest tomorrow. There is a split finger pitch swung on and missed, and the count now goes to 2-2 on Reyes. Reyes looks like he's brought his fishing rod to the plate as he went fishing for that one down and away. I think if I'm Machado, I'm going to try to come maybe inside here to back him off the plate. Go back with that last pitch again, but looks like they're setting up right away. There's a fastball swung on. It's grounded up the middle. Off of Machado, it's going to be a race of snails, and Franmil Reyes is going to win it. He had that ball right back to the pitcher, went off of Machado. Machado had to try to chase it down as it was on the shortstop side of the pitcher's mound behind the mound towards second base. He ended up getting it down, but Reyes was able to leg it out. So the Fighters have life as Reyes is going to get himself an infield single. That's his second hit of the ball game. I can't say flashing wheels and Franmil Reyes in the same sentence. I don't know if it went off the leg or went off the glove of Machado. It just got behind him. So that is going to bring up Kaz Ishii to the plate. Fastball swung on, grounded over to second. They go to second for one, back to first. And just like that, that is a double play. It is going to be of the 4.63 variety. That would drive you crackers if you are a Fighters fan. They get the Franimal on base, and the next batter comes in and rolls into a double play, and that's going to leave it all up to Chusei Minami. Our poor friend Zay and anybody else who is a resident Fighters fan in here probably puked a little bit in their mouth having to watch that. Tonight's attendance, 32,793. I'm not sure who was counting it. I don't know if that's the paid attendance or the actual attendance, because there was a lot of holes tonight in the Kyocera Dome. As the first pitch delivered to Minami's taken for a called strike, and the count is 0-1. Minami 1 for 2 tonight. He's singled, grounded into a double play, and walked. He's been on base twice. Fighters down to their final out. Machado kicks and delivers. It is a fastball swung on. This ball is looped down the right field line. It's going to be trouble. If it stays fair, it is going to be a base hit, but instead it lands in foul territory out of the reach of the right fielder Kita, and that is going to run the count to 0-2. And now the Fighters are down to their final strike. So no balls and 2 strikes. And amazing that Shunpita Yamashita is going to get a win here. The way that started off for him tonight, boy, oh boy, it was certainly pretty ugly. Just as a reminder, after this game is completed, we will do the full wrap-up here of this game here and give you the updates from around the NPB. As the pitch is a fastball, waved at and missed. Minami with a half-hearted attempt. He goes in the books for the third out of the inning, and that is going to do it here in the ninth. No runs in the inning. There was 1 hit, no errors, and there was nobody left aboard. Your final score is the Buffaloes 5, the Fighters 2. Stick around, everybody. We'll be back in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging in here with us tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. We'll be right here in just a few. Appreciate you guys for hanging out here. Our friend Nick says, check out the 7-Elevens. Oh, yeah, and the Lawsons and the Family Marts where possible. Hang tight, everybody. We'll be right back. We'll wrap it up and give you a few more thoughts about what's going to happen when we're in the land of the rising sun.
Good evening, sports fans. I hope you all have been enjoying the game. This is just another message from another Hollis build. I hope that your team is in the lead, but if not, remember, that's life. That's what all the people say. You're riding high in April, shot down in May. But you know I'm gonna change that tune. When I'm back on top in June. I said that's life. And as funny as it may seem, some people get their kicks stomping on my team, but I don't let it get me down. 'Cause this fine old world, it keeps spinning around. I hope you enjoy the rest of the game, and if it remains the same, remember, that's life. You want your fill? Go check another Hollis build on YouTube. Last Raps Baseball. Let's get back to the game. Let's go! You know that's life. You know it. One love and peace.
Welcome back, everybody. And to wrap a few things up before we give you that, our friend Nick pointed out about the 7-Elevens, and it's kind of funny where the food is good in Japan. There's no Slurpees, and you can get your baseball tickets from the 7-Elevens as well, as you can make your purchases there. Well, we got ourselves a entertaining ball game. The Fighters opened up the scoring in the second inning It was a walk to Daigo Kawakawara. Chusei Manami walked, and a bunt single by Yua Tamiya that loaded the bases. And then after a strikeout by Mizuno, a sac fly by Daiki Asama brought home the first run of the ball game. In the second inning, it was the Buffaloes responded. It was a Yataro Sugimoto 2-out home run that evened the score at 1 apiece. That's where we stood until we got to the fourth inning. In the fourth inning, with 1 out, Tomoya Mori walked. Leandro Cedeno singled, and up stepped Yataro Sugimoto again, and he deposited a 3-run shot into the left field seats to make the scoreline 4-1. Fighters clawed back in the sixth inning as they had a leadoff single by Gunji. With 1 out, Franmil Reyes singled. And then it was Ariel Martinez singling home Gunji to make the scoreline, in that particular case, 4-2. But yet again, the Buffaloes responded in their half of the sixth inning with a Tomoya Mori solo shot that made the scoreline 5-2, and that was your final here tonight. In the out-of-town scoreboard, as we take a look around, just so that you guys know, out-of-town scoreboard game that was going on in Fukuoka tonight. It is the top of the ninth inning. We'll just check to see if that game has come to an end yet. Looks like there's runners at first and second. It looks like actually it's going to be bases loaded, or is it first and second? They got first and second here, and then a walk. It looks like bases are loaded. So hang on, everybody. I'm going to try to get over and see if we can see what's going on there in that ball game and maybe bring you that to the finish. As we are looking at the game between the Marines and the Hawks. I'll take a quick peek here because that game there has got some interest, I'm sure, for everybody. I have to get caught up to see where they're at. Let's see if that is going on there. It looks like the Marines are cheering wildly. They got the bases loaded and nobody out. So stick around with us, everybody. It's going to be Shogo Nakamura at the plate. He played a hero's role in last night's game. And Tomo Tsuji is waiting his turn on deck. So Nakamura batting with the bases loaded. The first pitch to him is a breaking ball missing upstairs for ball. So a little bonus coverage here with the game between the Hawks and the Marines. Ninth inning, bases loaded, nobody out. Marines are down by 2, 1 ball and no strikes to Nakamura. As they have a right-hander on the hill. I'll have to try to get you caught up on that as well. There's a fastball swung on and missed. Count is 1-1. It looks like it is Matsumoto on the hill here. I noticed that Roberto Osuna hasn't been on the game sheet for the last little bit, so he must be out injured. Matsumoto trying to close the deal here as he had replaced Fuji here for the ninth inning. So it looks like a double by Sato that started the inning, and then it was a walk to Polanco and a walk to Takabe loading the bases. Fastball swung on, popped up, shallow right field. Coming in on it and making the catch is the right fielder for the Hawks. That's Kawamura. Retreating back to third is the runner. That would be Sato. So bases are still loaded. Now there's 1 out, and that is going to bring up the shortstop Tomosuji to the plate. Unless our friend, the manager of the Marines, has got something up his sleeve. It looks like it is going to be Atsuki Tomosuji coming to the dish. We'll just have to wait here. Bases are full of Marines. Hawks have the corners in. Middles are in double play depth, and it is Atsuki Tomosuji stepping to the plate. Tomosuji on the season batting .223, no homers and 13 runs batted in. He's reached base every time tonight. So the right-hander holds himself to the set. And the pitch is a fastball taken for a called strike, and the count is quickly 0-1. So no balls and 1 strike it is. Our friend Legend says, just show the damn game. I don't think so. So bases are full. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball that misses upstairs, and the count now goes to 1-1. Comes in and starts announcing to us what we're going to do on our stream. So bases are full. 1-1 it is here to Tomosuji. Here comes the pitch. And it's a fastball that misses down, and the count now goes to 2-1. So as we said, a little bonus baseball here from now until the end. The Hawks and Marines are battling it out here. If the Hawks hang on to win this one, it is only going to help the Buffaloes, as they would be 8 games back of both the Fighters and the Marines. It's tough when you're chasing a pair of teams that are tied for second place. But that is going to tighten everything up, and I'm sure the Tohoku Rocket and Golden Eagles would like to get a win here tonight as well. Fastball swung on, and that's going to be lifted foul into the seats over on the first base side. It's going to run the count to 2-2 to Tomosuji. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jason says, you know, my Aiken guy just got drafted by the Fighters. That's the Power Pros game where you run a high school team. That sounds kind of cool. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. Pitch on the way. Fastball swung on. This has popped up into foul territory. Moving over and making the catch is the first baseman of the Hawks, and that is Kawase, who is playing there. And that's going to put 2 out here in the inning, and that'll bring up the top of the order as the left fielder Ito is coming to the plate, or scheduled to come to the plate. So another one of the former Saitama Cebu Lions who has left the ball club. Ito slated to come to bat here. I have to tell you, his couple of seasons ago, I liked the way that he was starting to swing offensively. But it was his defense that I really enjoyed watching him play. I liked the way that he would line up behind the balls and played some pretty steady defense. But it looks like that he may be getting pinched hit for here, as it looks like it's going to be Kakanaka coming off the bench. Or is it? Yeah, it looks like it is going to be Katsuya Kakanaka. We saw Kakanaka play the hero last year when he hit a walk-off home run against Roberto Osuna. But that game was in Chiba. So he has the flair for the dramatics. Does Kakanaka. The Marine fans are in full force. They're cheering wildly as he's going to come off the bench and hit for Ito here. Katsuya Kakanaka, the veteran, longtime veteran of the Marines. On the season, he's hitting .331. He's got 3 homers, and he's got 15 runs batted in. He's definitely not a rookie by any stretch. 37-year-old waiting here on the offering from Matsumoto. As Matsumoto holds to the set position, here comes the pitch. Fastball misses upstairs. Our friend Titus says he's got his video on the other phone. He said he was really looking forward to seeing that Otane. So 1 ball and no strikes it is, as the right-hander works himself to the set. And one of the things is Kakanaka is, they say it's in the corner is the English translation. As that fastball misses outside, it's now 2-0. Can you imagine here an extra base hit to clear the bases to give the Marines a lead? They haven't done anything all ball game now, and now they've got the bases loaded with 2 out here in the 9th. got a chance to get back into this one. Matsumoto ready to go again. Gets his sign from his catcher, Kai. As he works himself to the set position, here comes the pitch. Although I have to say, might be Umeno behind the plate. There he swings and misses. Nope. That's Takuya Kai. Swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike. As we said, little bonus action for you here as this game is between the Marines and the Hawks. Our game is over between the Buffaloes and the Fighters. 5-2 final in that one. So here comes the 2-1 offering as the left-handed hitting Kakanaka waiting here on the delivery. Right-hander works himself to the set. Matsumoto ready to deliver. Here's the pitch. That's a fastball swung on and fouled away, and now the count goes to 2-2, and the Marines are down to their final strike. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Kakanaka. That was a breaking ball that really didn't break. It stayed up in the zone. I think Kakanaka would probably want that one back. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. As he gets himself dug in and ready to face the offering from the right-hander Matsumoto. And now Matsumoto has asked for time. He wants to do baseball as he gets that one thrown into the first base dugout. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging around here with us on the call of this one. As I said, I'm doing the best. I'm just trying to piecemeal everything here. It's not my diamond surfing that we did a couple of years ago where we could go game to game and just look at the players and know who's coming to bat and where they are. But we have a fantastic finish loading up here in Fukuoka. So here comes the 2-2 pitch as the right-hander holds set. Matsumoto kicks and fires. Fastball misses upstairs. It's now going to be 3-2. Well, this is going to be interesting. The runners are going to be in motion. Everybody is going to be moving here. As Matsumoto has got himself a 3-2 count to deal with. Kakanaka is looking to put something in play. Bases are full of Marines. He goes to the plate. The runners are going to be on the move. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. Matsumoto kicks and fires. Breaking ball misses outside. It's going to be ball 4. And now we got ourselves a 2-1 game. As coming home and crossing the plate is Sato. And they have cut the lead to 1. Oh boy, lots of drama here at the PayPay Dome, and that is going to bring up, or slated to bring up, the second baseman, Ryusuke Ogawa. We'll just do a double check to see if it is Ogawa batting or if they're going to go to the bench again for another pinch hitter. So 2-1 the scoreline. Marines looking to try to tie it up. It is going to be Ogawa coming to the plate. His average has slipped to 256 on the season, no homers and 18 runs batted in. And just to give you an idea of what he's been like this year, of his 53 hits, he's only got 1 extra base hit. There is not a lot of pop in the stick of this hitter here. Brian says, how many outs? So we got 2 gone here. Pitch on the way is a fastball that misses down. Got bases loaded, 2 gone, 1 ball and no strikes to Ogawa. And it's already 31 pitches here in the inning by Matsumoto. It's a do or die situation here for the Hawks and for the Marines for that matter. Ogawa really chokes up on the end of the bat. He must be about 4 or 5 inches It's like he's swinging a fungo up there. There's a fastball taken on the outside corner for called strike. That was at 95 miles an hour from Matsumoto. Thank everybody for hanging around here with us tonight for the closure of this one. So 1 ball and 1 strike, 2 gone, base is full. And here comes the pitch to Ogawa. Fastball, take it for a called strike. Oh boy, that was a nice job by Takuya Kai to frame that one. I'm not so sure about that. If I'm home plate umpire, you might be hearing a little bit from the Chiba dugout. Oh, that was ugly. Getting a little bit of home cooking, that's for certain. So 1 ball and 2 strikes it is here to Ogawa. As the right-hander works himself to the set, here comes the 1-2 offering. As he kicks and delivers, it's a fastball swung on and missed. Ogawa goes in the books. He swung at a ball. Matsumoto was able to get himself out of that one, and the Hawks are going to beat the Marines 2-1. Well, the Marines and the Fighters will each lose a game here, as the Buffaloes now are going to be 8 games back of those 2 teams. And that is going to do it here. All right, fellas. Well, listen, we appreciate you guys hanging around. I'm glad we could take a look in at the Hawks and the Marines for you to end the night. But we are going to call it a night ourselves. We'll be back on Friday. We'll take a look, see how the games are matching up. And hopefully we can pick one that will suit your fancy as well. Once again, everybody, it's been another pleasure to call it for you tonight on the Last Raps Baseball YouTube channel. Have a great night, and we will see you again in less than a week's time.